Day for some uni. I'm Kobe VT here with Tabby, ready to bring you some Boston Blue Beat. You ready for this week's iteration?
Oh, I am more than ready. We have a super exciting bracket that I am very excited for. I love saying the word exciting. It's a very exciting word to say of how excited I am to be excited about exciting things. No, but we've got a great bracket tonight. Yeah, a lot of recognizable names and a lot of people coming out for this. I want to say is this the first big net play bracket post patch, right? Because there was nothing yesterday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I want to say it is. I don't know if anything, at least in the North America, because of course there's probably like a handful of Japanese tournaments that have already gone through, but they have time zones.
Yeah, but for those of us here in the North America's region, this is our first big net play event off the Azumi patch, so potentially seeing some Azumi come out from some of these characters who've entered our bracket, but as well as the long list of balance changes that we received over the past 24 hours. So you're going to be seeing some crazy stuff. You're going to be seeing some characters doing some wild things. So if you're just coming back in Uni, you want to see hey, what's up to date with the patch? This is the spot to be at.
Yeah, long list of balance changes is an understatement to say that. Just single characters have longer patch notes than entire games are getting these days.
Yeah, so I was looking at this, and then also the Strive patch notes came out like 2 days later, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, they changed 3 things on one character, and then I go over and I look at the Uni, the smallest change is like 8 or 9 different things. So there's a lot going on, a lot of crazy stuff. Character that got a lot of buffs just joined the room right here, Ogre. As our first match, I believe, is going to be the MattShroom versus Chino. So yeah, Merkava and Ogre. These are 2 characters that did get, like you said, I think every character got a good amount of changes, but Ogre especially is something that I've been hearing a lot of people on the higher end of the player base saying yeah, Ogre stocks are real. This character is very good and something that you should be scared of.
Yeah, especially because people are already thinking, this character pre-patch has a really good potential. Just needs maybe the wrong couple of buffs and he's going to become very annoying. And from what I've seen, he's pretty solid now. I agree with the stocks are up.
Yes, the stocks seem to be up, and MattShroom wanted to get the pressure up from the get-go, but Chino just stayed very cautious right now, able to early take their turn, but MattShroom finds a good 2A check.
Absolutely, and unfortunately not going to be able to convert too much. We're just tracing back pressure back and forth. No one's going to be finding an opening on each other. The defense is too good.
Yeah, generally, the thing is you want to be blocking a lot more than you were in even previous versions, right? Damage has increased as a whole from some of these better starters right here, and that's a big counter hit starter and exactly what MattShroom wants to be seeing with that Ogre.
Absolutely. Like you said, not only has damage increased, but a ton of characters have just new options to do entirely, and their buttons have changed, the hitboxes, hurtboxes have all shifted. And got stuck playing low. Trying to stand up a little too early. Chino, unfortunately, finding a round taken away.
Yeah, definitely off to a good start right here from MattShroom. But Chino not letting it get to them being able to go for the 2-4A connect or 2-4A conversion right here. It already puts them into the corner with a big grid break. Should be huge. You can get a word set.
Busting out of the corner very safely. MattShroom hasn't had to use any meter to do so. Oh my, what are you doing approaching me?
Yeah, that is one of the scariest things right here. Now, you're going to be forced to take just shy of 4.7k right here, then have to hold Bomb Oki, which got even scarier. But Chino not scared, too scared, just holding down back, waiting for an opportunity to CS and try to 6-6 out, but MattShroom already 1 step ahead, but couldn't finish their play. And
because he left some stuff on the plate, Chino's going to take it all in stride. We're setting up a little bit of Oki of our own.
Yeah, but no crazy mix with the triple worm set right there, so MattShroom able to just stay safe. Did not input DP there with the red flash, thinking it was a fake one, but still not going to get punished for it too much. Mid-screen bomb set. What can you do with this?
I like these smart steer enders. Getting quite a lot of value too, and Chino just thought action had to be taken.
Yeah, I respect it. Like, you're gonna die blocking most likely after that bomb set situation. You're gonna die if you like press, but if you're right on the press, it might work. So, it's a pretty respectable match to try to get out of that situation right here. But MattShroom taking game number 1, and yours and Chino playing a lot more defensively because MattShroom has been getting a lot of value off of just trying to play that whip punish game that is very strong with Ogre. And Chino didn't want to be put themselves into a risky situation, but unfortunately got caught.
Yeah, it's one of those situations you play to win, not to live. And this is exactly what Chino is doing right now. He's able to get the confirm, but couldn't extend anything further now. Reset to neutral, which MattShroom has just been absolutely dominating.
Yeah, but that's a big grid break right here. Chino hasn't been able to find like a big check on that as well. Not only to just guarantee themselves some extra damage right here, but also going to be guaranteeing the cycle now, having CS in this post-low life situation. Throw going to come out. You're into a one-touch situation. What do? You tech that throw?
And once again, that chain shift, go low. I think it's 3 for 3 now, catching MattShroom.
Yeah, I mean, chain shift 6-6B on Merkava is like such a good tool in general, and especially if your opponent's not really checking the low, they're expecting you to go for some like instant flight shenanigans or potentially assault right there. So good reads right here from Chino. Good reads to not get punished by that. They've been getting blown up a lot by the EX dash straight right there, but instead going to be punishing accordingly.
Yeah. Unable to continue the link going. There's a lot of meter that could have been spent to have either Family Oki or even IW Ender just to get some extra damage on the table.
But they want to save it, knowing that they might need that meter a little bit later if they have to go into an additional round. But MattShroom taking the pressure, checks a little low. And this is enough to kill, I believe, if MattShroom just keeps it tight. No, we're just staying safe, going for the bomb. Oki, but you do a one-strike throw, but a good two-way mash.
Yeah. MattShroom probably wanted to be a little bit conservative with the meter there, just because if that third round does appear, you don't want to go down minus 200 meter to your opponent.
Yeah, it's always scary, but you don't get to spend it if you don't use it, and that's Chino tying it up 1-1.
Always got to be careful. I mean, MattShroom has been the person in this set historically that's been dominating that far range of like, all right, I have my get in option immediately and I'm winning neutral with it. And Chino's like, you know what? I forgot. I have that too.
Yeah, but MattShroom also just has no fear with the deep jumping right there, right at the get-go. I had to like refresh myself on the patch. Like I said, there's too many changes right here. But the reason why Chino's been going for dash B so much is it actually had a proration and a proration decrease and a hitbox extension. So it's becoming even better of a starter than it already was for Merkava. Traded?
So many dashing Bs got massive buffs this patch. They definitely want people to start using them even more.
Oh, we let that DP rip, and Chino was away from the first hit, but got caught by the very end. Force function's gonna connect, but the DP won't link. MattShroom, though, keeps it tight, just goes for an air shield as soon as that 6-6C comes through. Now puts themselves on match point.
Starting off the potential final round with a beautiful counter hit, going to get into the corner. And now Chino is going to be in a scary position, especially a second counter hit being found.
Once more, good safe jump right there to block the 2-3-6C, but we just go for a throw punish. We keep it safe, no need to shield and make it risky. But the bomb extension after the post tech actually killed right there. Oh my god.
That's got to feel bad for Chino, but MattShroom feeling clean. Already showed up really good things for Ogre in this post patch.
I was like, okay, yeah, you'll tech, bomb will be on you. You have to hold the high alert there, but you just teched out and then immediately died for it. That's crazy. Excellent stuff. Yeah. To MattShroom right there. Moving on forward. They'll be having to fight Boltstruck in the winners round 2, so should be a potentially interesting match. I don't believe we'll have that one on stream, but our next one on stream is going to be ParsaHP versus ISO.
Yeah. And Parsa showing us Carmine. I'm sure we've all seen the Twitter clip of the TOD by now.
Wait, I haven't. I kind of wasn't on like Twitter for a lot earlier today. So if that's new, do we have an actual Carmine TOD now?
It's like the jankiest. You need a specific setup to do it, and a very specific starter and spacing. But it is technically possible for Carmine to near TOD you.
Cool, excellent stuff right here. We got Carmine as a character that did get a lot of increased changes to his toolkit as a whole, with things like 2 and 4X in its uncharged state, being able to have an extended hurt box, so you get some additional reps, it's a better neutral game for it. Things like the dive kick now being an overhead on full increase here, so definitely a lot scarier than he was in the last version, which is saying something. But ISO showing no fear right now with that Batista, another character who didn't get like a big grip of changes, but the minor tweaks she got has very much helped her here. And now can be able to take that full corner control after losing the initial interaction, and Para just has to hold a lot of this.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what Batista has been all wanting to do for all the time, basically, in UNI2. But it's, oh my god,
yeah, I think was looking for the right reversal option right there to get out of the situation, but ISO just kept their game plan working and ended up going to their favor, though. Good early throw to set onto the wheel, and Parsa just going to be able to loop this pressure again and again.
Yeah. Are we going to go into the crystal? Yes. Now you're going to, speaking of looping things,
yes.
You're looping things with your life on the line.
Yeah, it is a arguably slightly less scary situation due to the bomb proration change right here, but it's still very dangerous because all the other tools outside of that are going to hurt. You can see that damage chipping down again and again. 5A got a counter hit, but we have to trade at the very end. Tied up.
Round 3, but both have full meter and you're just gonna laser. No question about it.
Yeah, Sea Laser, one of those tools that got increased a lot because it has some extra damage on top of it now, so it's a little bit of a safer poke tool to, for the risk reward that you get out of it now. Oh, but we tried to press after in between that 2-2. Another flash kick whip!
But it was only a punish. I mean, saying it's only a punish when it's Carmine who's about to do 30% of your total life points from here is not much, and that's gotta be death. You've got chain shift, you've got whatever you need.
Yeah, you have all the resources in the world right there. I believe they were... I'm trying to... No, yeah, I was trying to see if there was like if there was a flash kick change, because I thought I remember seeing something, but I was getting confused with the A drill change that came through on Batista. So, oh my god, that picked up! That was ridiculous. I'm sorry, that got me. The immediate 5C counter hit, giving you enough untech time right there to be able to get the full dash up, is Parsa shown the strengths of Carmine in this version, but ISO I think has had a lot of successes if they're able to get the zoning game plan going, right? It's as soon as they're up close that they start to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, well, Batista does have a pretty good flash kick. She definitely wants to be this far away, and that's exactly what ISO is showing. Parsa, you can't out-projectile me. You're going to have to approach sometime.
Yeah, especially with the increased or decreased startup of Concordia, that down AB, right? You already saw ISO doing it in that full screen, just being able to go into stance, be able to set it up and have those auto charges to make their zoning game a lot more effective, even utilizing Disco at the very end to get some good mix and try and keep that alive. But Parsa knows that they just have to be right once and the world can be their oyster, but ISO's looking correct this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole parable that we have is I win the matchup if I get in once, but if.
Yeah. But if I get in, but even if you get in some situations, like here's single bomb set off of throw, and you got shimmied!
No throwing here, not while assault's on the table.
Double bomb set right here. This is the strength of Carmine, right? The changes that people were looking for did not come through, so now you're in a very, very dangerous situation, trying to look like an up back JA out of it potentially. Yeah. But you just have to hold that loop pressure again and again and again. And that's something that Parsa's been getting a lot of mileage of, is going for those 2-2A cancels when they're expecting ISO to just match on some natural gaps that Carmine does have.
Yeah, those natural gaps you have to take advantage of them, especially in these very close to death situations. You don't want to just be sitting down letting potentially your opponent gain 3 meter and eventually get to the point where everything's overwhelming. And I think ISO is about to be in that same exact situation from last round, but this time it's set point.
Yeah, second versus same as the first right here. Good blocks right here, but you didn't delay enough for that second bomb to come through. Now should set once. Well, no, CDO. No, you dropped the kill.
That's all right, throw. That's all you need.
I don't. The thing is I'm like with CDO scaling at the very end right there. I'm not 100% sure if just 3 buttons would kill, and I think Parsa also hesitated on that. So A little unfortunate drop right there, but one more strike at the very end is all they needed. It's going to be Parsa moving on forward to that winner's side round 2.
Yeah. It's good stuff from ISO. Definitely showed a huge prowess in the zoning matchup. That Parsa just could not find anything around just sending projectiles. Pretty much did just wait most of the time in that situation for ISO to just get tired of zoning and move forward.
Yeah.
And then the times where you didn't have to worry about it were when Parsa 1 round start or 5 seconds after round start 1 and then just could not be taken off. Maybe a guard thrust at some points could have been super effective.
Yeah, I think guard thrust is something that can be very good, but it's also a very risky tool, right? Yeah. Especially versus Carmine, who naturally puts a lot of natural safe jumps or safe jabs into these mix-ups, into these pressure sequences. So you have to kind of find them at these right times. And if you're not like 100% prepared on the Carmine matchup, it can be very, very scary. But still, excellent stuff. Hopefully we'll see ISO make that losers run. But now we've got the mix-up match of the names. We've got Shino versus Spino.
Yeah, some more Batista action for your viewing enjoyment, as well as now we've got some Katsuki.
Yeah,
old Shoto.
Another, he's more of like a rushdown, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got the Shoto, like the traditional Shoto tool set, but it's in the same way that like it's not as traditional of like a fighting game Shoto, so to speak, right? But Akatsuki did get a lot of adjustments in this version. That have greatly increased the amount of damage that he can get. He was a character that was kind of struggled in certain parts of the game because his role was like, oh, sometimes you just have to dash block in, but you get that one hit and you're good. But he was dealing in a similar amount of damage across the board. But now I've been seeing 5A starter 3.8k meterless shenanigans come from players. I've seen these big like if you find those 6C reads, you're sometimes hitting in these like 5,000 plus damage routes. There is a lot of things to be scared of. Shino though also did want to switch to the Lene, one of the biggest winners of the patch right here, with a bunch of extension onto their normals and a lot of change to their specials. But Spino's not afraid so far.
Yeah, I thought it was weird, Shino joining the room with Kuga in the name. Like, what are you doing? This is not a Batista name. Or I think Spino's about to get a perfect. I don't know if Spino wants to cash out. Doesn't want to cash out all the meter for the guaranteed.
Yeah.
But
And willing to just eat that reversal force function right there from Chino. But this is the scary part, holding this Lene pressure. That force function dash follow-up did get a significant buff in the most recent patch as well. So now you have to hold the looping Lene pressure, which is the scariest thing. But you only need one more touch if you're Spino, but that's not the right one.
yeah. Oh, the bait! They had a great whip punish, and it really just shows to prove the only life that matters is your very last point. You can win at any life deficit.
Shino definitely did a really good job of just like staying calm right there and finding these right reads and finding another great recognition right there with that EX. They're going to be able to continue to use their turn, using their meter to their fullest effectiveness. But Spino staying patient right here and found the spacing to get that par 5B to connect and should be able to lock you all the way down to the corner now.
Yo, Silent, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. We got Shino and Spino up here. We got some Lene and Akatsuki pulling up. Oh, what a backdash.
Yeah, excellent backdash right there from Shino right here. I think a big thing is Spino's been trying to find a lot of these like space player reads, and Shino just trying to stay constantly one step ahead, utilizing that large 2C and that large force function hurt box right there, able to find that follow up, and the 5C IC follow up right there should be enough to put you into a very scary situation. One touch striker throw.
Yeah. Oh, and again, oh, that is nasty. Oh.
Yeah. Going for the overhead set after Icy Air Kuga. That is something, it's one of those things to recognize because I don't believe they can go for immediate low after that on the spacing. So it's one of those that I think you fuzzy high, if I remember the exact counterplay to it. But it's definitely, it's a layer to put on the null check of like, hey, are you ready for this at any given time? And Shino showing that they are that one step ahead, as they have been since the beginning of this game.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, like it technically is a fuzzy, but the first step into actually being able to block the fuzzy is recognizing that your opponent A knows to go for it and B actually does go for it.
Yeah,
and sometimes they go low.
Sometimes they go low. There's other air actions that they can do because they could have gone for the Kuga for just a pressure reset. The world is their oyster in a lot of these situations. Spino right now is trying to open up that clam, find some cracks with some of these opportunities to open them up, but can't make that fireball game work because of the speed of Kuga. Now has to hold the quarter pressure. Guard thrust works out.
Yeah. Just much needed space closer to the mid. Definitely Spino does not want to stay in the corner any longer than necessary, except for when Shino's back is to that same corner.
Yeah, that's a spot you want to be, as well as being able to have that Vorpal cycle in your favor. Good check to see if Shino's going to be shielding out, but none just yet. So now we get to play that strike throw game. Trade's not going to go in anyone's favor.
Nice, recognizes you have the angle necessary, gets that reversal, and beautiful throw to end off the round.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Spino, I feel like finally finding their footing, right? And it's definitely showing the strength of Kotsky. Once he's got you locked into the corner, it can be a very advantageous situation for him. Shino really trying to make that dive kick work. Has gotten punished for it a couple times now, but he stayed safe this time and actually steals the corner.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that, you know, Shino wants it, but sometimes you just gotta accept that what you want will not come out. So maybe you try and use it as a bait and then pick up later, get something a little nicer. And look at that beautiful 4K.
Oh no, you didn't get Aaron block pulled right there. Shino had an unfortunate drop after the block EX Air Kuga. So now Spino's got a chance.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have been ready for Spino to still be too high in the air for that. That is very unfortunate, but it doesn't look like to have affected Shino in any meaningful way. Never mind, drops the kill.
How could you do this then? How could you do this to Shino?
Hey, there's no such thing as the commentator. Shino should have just killed.
Oh, a very risky parry right there, but we still are able to make the EX Fireball come through. Tries to throw. Shino just wants to VO to try to close out if they can, but the J2C, but the extension gets dropped right here. Spino is fighting for their life, trying to show, hey, what you did to me in round one is going to happen to you, and finds the way to close it out to tie it 1-1.
Dang, man, that's gotta hurt if you're Shino. You know, spent the VO there, got it. You gotta feel nice because defensive VO sometimes is a little risky. You're at risk of just dying for it. And then that Kuga whiffed, and then final counter hit.
Yeah. I think that last round is very indicative to Spino's success in this matchup, because once you're at that 1 pixel of health, Spino just decided to start playing with no fear. I'm just going to do what I think is the right option again and again. And in earlier parts of the game, you see them hesitate sometimes on what they want to press, how they want to see a delay backdash right there. But now, once they have that confidence, once they have that momentum going, this match seems to be slowly eking into their favor. Misses the air throw, but it doesn't matter. We just check you with the overhead.
Yeah, gets the chop. It's definitely a big thing. Spino was definitely trying to make the correct decisions in game one and then realized, all right, I instinctively know I have those correct decisions. Now let me just make them faster. And that's all that's been necessary. Shino's been just trying to keep up with changing the tactics faster than what Spino can decide.
Yeah. This is the Mugen extension right here, and Spino almost got caught out for it, but instead is actually going to get rewarded with a round steal right here. Should they choose to spend the meter? No, they won't, but one more throw will do it, and Spino, after a series of round losses, has turned the tide and is now sitting on match point.
Yeah, and is massively leading with meter. Finds a beautiful counter hit. Unable to finish the food, but the Toxu gonna pick up anyway.
Yeah. Being able to find that great walk under the dive kick to lead to that. Tried to safe jab out of the VO, but Shino goes for delay VO instead. So able to get out of that situation, but it has no meter on deck, which should give Shino a little bit of room right here. But you can see Shino comment down a little bit, realizing, no, I can't lose. I gotta find the right way to win, and it starts with the throw tech. That's gonna end with this route now getting Celestial very early into it, so this is a lot more damage. Uh-oh. You're dead?
Are you? Surely not.
No, okay. Chooses to not spend the CBO right there. Puts them into a one-touch situation, but this is where we've seen it work before, but Shino just goes for the run-up throw using that fast rat speed that Linne has.
You know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Run up throw from full screen, they'll never expect it.
Yeah, I mean, Shino wasn't ready for it. It ended up being the tool that's working. These VOs also working great for Shino right here. Misses the Icy 5C follow-up to get that overhead, but it doesn't matter. We still lock you down into the corner.
Kuga pulling in a lot of work. Shino trying to make it. Oh my, great delay, but unfortunately, Shino just wants to bust out of this corner.
Yeah, EX parry not ended up working out. It was able to find a DD of their own, but immediately getting tossed back into its CS. Potentially can make something big happen. That J6C is a good starter.
Just trying to make that first round happen again. Find a counter. Another veil off. Shino's 4 for 4 on them. And gets the final Kuga for the win.
Yeah, like Shino's timing on those VOs were just fantastic through that whole set. Basically, every single time they had a 100-meter on deck, it was either going to that or EX Kuga, and usually after the VO, an EX Air Kuga was what was coming out afterwards. So excellent stuff from both players, like a really, really close match, but in the end, it ends up going into Shino's favor. They'll be moving on forward to that winners quarters finals, one step closer. They're trying to make that top 8.
Yeah, and I mean, Shino's gonna have a hard fought round. I mean, we'll see this round on stream. It's gonna either be LuFL or Delta Runner. And now for the other side of this top 8 qualifiers, we're gonna have Raystra and Khat, and we're gonna get some Uzuki.
Yeah, so Khat is someone that I am not 100% familiar with, but looks like they're a NorCal player. But Raystra, I can talk for days about. This is one of my locals. He is, if you have ever been interested in Hide Keto and you go to the wiki and you're like, wow, this character matchup part is really well documented, he does a ton of work on the wiki, making sure that there's as much documentation on this character as possible. And is someone who really puts in the time into labbing into a lot of these more like niche scenarios. So definitely someone who I know is grinding the game. I think I was literally playing with them yesterday. Like they are playing the game every single day. We'll see if they can make it work right here. But Khat's Uzuki is getting the first big hit of this match.
Yeah, Raystra taking it in stride, gets a grid break, and there's still zero fear. Khat's not at all scared of the amount of damage Hyde is going to put out if you're under grid break whatsoever.
No, I mean, like, it's one of those things that if you can get out to a little bit of a safer spacing, you can generally have a good time, but Hyde definitely is able to stay up close as well as zone very effectively. You're seeing Raystra already get access to both of those sort of game plans from the get-go. Pogo to throw bait right at the very end. That's going to be a quick round 1 going into Raystra.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Big whiff round start. Khat able to take a small advantage. He's going to get 2-8 right back, though.
That is one of those things versus Hyde. You kind of like sometimes have to have no fear, because if you just allow them to run their game plan, it is so solid and very hard to deal with, right? You've seen like immediate challenge to a immediate dash up throw in the corner for the full combo. Check the safe jump as well, and Raystra going to take huge advantage of this red beat combo.
Oh, it's a punish. Khat was trying to do something on Wake Up. And it's going to just lead to Raystra taking that second round so quickly. And then you need a little bit of a pause before we get into the next round.
Well, I think it was potentially looking at like Sitotsugeki to get out of the corner, right? Being able to use like a good reversal option that Uzuki does have. Another good poison hit from the get-go. This is something that's been big for Khat, as these early round starts tend to be going into their favor. But now we're seeing their own game plan work a little bit, trying to go for a throw check right there. But Raystra had a great 2-way challenge.
Yeah. And now this is going to look like a repetition of previous rounds. Gets the grid break. With a throw in the corner, you're taking a nice little combo here. Gonna be just trying to poke it up. Yes.
Yeah, was not ready for the delay of the pogo hit right there. So Raystra should have enough to just end with Smart Steer IW. Any extra OTG hits would be enough to close it out, but they don't need it. Spending all that meter where they can because they know that they can quickly take this next round.
Absolutely. Raystra is looking just knows the confidence can be done. Just send off all these big buttons, fish for all the good starters, and just cash out. And Khat's not able to find effective ways to keep Raystra off and not hitting. Woo.
Did find a big guard thrust right there, but Rakestraw, once again, like the theme of the night is showing no fear, right? As soon as they're out of the screen, like, okay, I'm just going to come back in because I know that one more hit is all I need right here. Close it out, but is it enough? No!
No! Oh, and second, sticking out that foot, clipping Khat for the final round of the set with a perfect. Allow Rakestraw to go face the yonachu.
Well, good luck, Rakestraw. I'll be rooting for you from the sidelines in that matchup right here. But yeah, excellent stuff from Rakestraw. Showing Hyde, like, he's still the GOAT. He's still a great character. You can play this character. You probably should be playing this character. Yeah, Hyde, one of those characters, like, didn't get a ton of changes, but you did see a couple of changes, or some of his changes in that match, right? You saw the untech time on 3C got increased, and it starts allowing new combo routes. So Hyde, for example, can do 3C, whiff 2A, 6B on non-counter hit now, which is kind of crazy. But I think the biggest thing you saw right there is the hitbox increased on to JC, or increased JC. That was a very big tool that Rakestraw has used in the past before this version, and it's been rewarded a lot more in the current version of the game now. But up next, we have our first start of our winners quarters. We've got that one dude versus Delad.
Yeah. And our first of the non-essays, there's at least 2 of them going to be here tonight. And that one did, of course, one of the most consistent names you see when you think of NA Gordo rep.
Yeah, I feel like I've been watching that one dude play this game for like years at this point. One of those guys that's always been around and definitely is showing that the Gord is still strong. A character as well. Both these characters got a lot of changes that I think were very beneficial to them. Gord, especially with things like the 214B change now, being able to get combos after it naturally seems to let us be a little bit more scared of going into the skies, and you're already seeing that with their game plan where they're taking the risks a little bit less. Seagrim Reaper, though, does come out for that one dude, just charges to make sure they game the cycle.
Delad wanted to get a little bit too aggressive, and that one dude's really just showing you have to be on top of Fart. Oh my, we sticking out the leg, getting the hits. Disgusting button that is.
Yeah, that crouching B right there got a big hitbox extension right there. So it already hit like really far, but it basically it goes like a ludicrous range right here. So you get a lot of mileage out of it. The lead showing, hey, I get mileage out of my long range blows as well with that 2B starter. You'll put them into a safe knockdown with the C Tornado Ender.
Just faked it out. Faked out again. Oh, I think that one dude's so used to having that just hit and allowing the non-essay player just continue pressure. It's been a beautiful fake out.
You do find the 2-2C reversal out of there. Ends up working. Tries to go into the skies with the CS. Allowed to let the stay safe. Found that 3C to connect right at the very end. And is quickly tying up these rounds.
Oh, what are you backdashing for? That one dude has the range, has the know-how. That's going to be scary knowing that even backdash at round start is not safe.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, traditionally versus most characters, but Gord especially in this version is not one that you can do that with unless you're a character with one of these privileged backdashes right there. Oh, missed the 2-3-6C extension after there was a little bit too late on the cancel. So unfortunately, no hard knockdown, no damage extension, which gives Delad another chance.
Speaking of incredibly long hitboxes, but nice response. That was probably one. Twitch reaction just saw anything move from Delad. It was like, all right, change it. Let's DP. I confirmed that the hitbox was out.
Yeah, and also they tried to confirm a throw on the ground there, but Delad moving to the skies, knowing that they have this opportunity to play that strike throw game, sets up the Tornado Oki, but that one dude doing a really good job of going for delay tech to be able to get out of some of those scary Oki situations. Able to steal the cycle as well, but you may have won the cycle, but I think you just lost the round.
Yeah. It's one of those things of you're expecting the non-essay player to willingly stay on the ground. Mm-hmm. Not until you force them to.
Yeah, and it's also one of, like, non-essay did just get a a couple changes to how she's able to get into the skies, right? With that 3C hitbox change, she is able to space out a little bit further. 3C used to basically have to hit up close, so definitely an advantageous situation for Delad right there. But that one dude not letting it get to them as they already start with that early aggression and now slowly trying to push Delad to the corner.
Little stare down, just ended with a back throw. Delad having that one dude back in this corner. Great shields and dealing a ton of grid, but it gets swapped. And what looked like it could have almost been a grid cycle 1 for that one dude is just ran it straight away.
Yeah, going for the risky 3D right there, and then having it work the second time, but immediately getting tossed back into the corner, getting blowed up when you try to go for the reversal 214C as well. Delad just continuing to run dominance with this pressure right now, but that one dude not breaking.
Being very respectful on Oki. Delad has like no incentive to try and enforce anything. Whoa!
That's a big 2-3-6B starter right there.
This is that one dude's chance. Keep the whip throw going unpunished, and Delad will find that final hit, taking us to set point.
Yeah, that one dude did had almost the right reads right at the very end, but Delad was just that like half step aside. 2-2C gonna work out once again. Been the haymaker for that one dude this whole set to get out of a lot of these pressure sequences, and does find the mid-screen throw combo.
Oh, great veil off. Delad showing it and tries to go for this nice delay, and it's gonna get blown up by a better delay of that one dude.
You see the arrow assault right there, and the 2 to continuously stay out of the range of Delad right here. And with one more footsie confirm at the very end with the 214B in the post, CS still keeping the dream alive, but Delad is still that one match point away.
Absolutely. I think Delad is starting to recognize, all right, some of these fancier footwork baits are not going to work very much. Let me just start going aggressive. Didn't work out this one time, but it did counter hit.
Yeah, counter hit 5C, but the 3C wasn't close enough. I think, like, Delad, you're right, turning up that aggression for Delad is the way to success, because Gord doesn't have as good of, like, a Bari options as some of these other characters, has to take these larger risks, but that one dude is good at making those risks work when they're needed.
Yeah, got caught concentrating a little too much, have to take that nose out of the book, because you have Delad who's about to just steal the entire game from you.
Yeah, not enough to kill without meter, though, so you've got one more chance. You could have CS'd, you tried to mash out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for you, and Delad will be moving 2-0 into that winner's side top 8, which, speaking of Not-A-Say players making it on a winner's side top 8, Boltstruck was able to take their match over BiGGFELLA, so we got those players sitting on opposite ends of the bracket.
Yeah. Hope y'all in Twitch chat like Not-A-Say, because we're going to be seeing a lot of her. And I think at the end there, you know, it might be a little bit overzealous to say, but Delad probably was just like, all right, all these fancy delays I've been doing have just been getting pressed out every single time by that one dude. And now with the set on the line, let me just meaty so much quicker and not have this incredible delay, and found the counter hit. So it worked perfectly. I mean, that one dude can't blame you. You had 3 times of being right. Go for the 4th time. Surely your opponent just might not have it this time. They might be trying to go for something very fancy they keep messing up the timing of.
Yeah, it's also one of those things, like, Not-A-Say covers a lot of the space in front of her that Gord wants to be at to utilize some of those like improved tools of the most recent patch, right? Things like dash C being like a lot more of a brolic button to be pressing. Like Not-A-Say being able to cover that with 2B, 2C, and even like 5C in some situations, really shuts down a lot of the gameplay, which forced that one dude, I think, to have to take more gambles on the other side of the screen. And we saw a lot of situations once they got into the corner, it ended up working for their favor, but they couldn't find it in the very end. But I will find our next 2 players sitting on. We got Shino back from the previous match that they were on stream, and they're gonna be fighting LuFL, who's on that phone on.
Yeah, phone on. You know, got some nice stuff. I haven't seen LuFL tweet or say anything about this yet. I haven't checked LuFL's Twitter, but we'll see exactly some maybe new things.
Yeah,
that LuFL's been labbing.
We'll potentially see some new things. We're already seeing some great defense come out from LuFL early on to deal with the rat. Missed the opportunity to grid break right there as they ended up going for the wrong press on the jump, but that's okay. You still have CS, you still have your opportunities, and you have your chance to build a bunch of meter as you were in Celestial right there.
All right, this massive meter gain, you know LuFL's going to be looking for a good opportunity to spend and catch Shino off guard.
Yeah, currently just staying patient on the full stream, just throwing out that fireball game that is very, very effective, right? One of the changes that Phonon did get that you do have to be a little worried about is that 3C going full stream, but Shino showing no fear to keep to the skies and just wait for the right opportunity to let that dive kick rip.
Nice smart steer ender, just trying to, make some fake space. That's still caught.
Yeah, I think he's right at the fringe of a hitbox interaction right there. Pops that CS flow to freeze the VO timer enough to allow you to find that RC fireball connection.
And like you said earlier at the very start, everyone's doing 4K now, even Phonon, and unfortunately, LuFL could not continue it going. Gets grid broken and round stolen away.
Yeah, Shino doing a good job of, like we saw in the previous set with them, utilizing that VO at the most important times and always making sure that it works. Using it again in this set, being able to bring it out at the most important moment right here. The smart steer ender as well, just guaranteed to drag him to the corner, and LuFL was pressing something, so Shino just gets a good meaty 5-8 counter hit starter.
Oh, gonna be very respectful of the inevitable chain shift on Wake Up. LuFL gonna chase down Shino and find a nice approach. Oh, tries to go for it again, but bail off once again for Shino. 6 for 6 tonight.
Yeah. We'll have to keep that counter going as the rest of this match progresses right here. But the VO is, I think, very effective just versus how LuFL likes to approach with phone on in a lot of these situations. You're already seeing it sort of earlier on. Misses the extension right there, but that's fine. We just play strike throw afterwards.
Yeah. Oh my. You thought you were able to get anything, not with the column of phone on ready to ruin your day.
Yeah, had the right read on the first geyser to be able to go out, but LuFL had the recognition to make sure that they knew with that CS that they could stay safe, put themselves into a checkmate situation right there. And now, getting a big grid break will be able to guarantee and lock him up that cycle. We pop into install as well. This is LuFL's world now.
Oh, Chino able to find a little bit of hit. Oh my. Being a little too antsy there. LuFL finding these amazing geysers to just seal the deal. That's game number 1.
With that last CS as well. Cash out do exactly 200 meter. LuFL staying very, very solid right now.
Ooh. Oh, that pause. Was Chino thinking about switching to Batista?
Potentially, I'm always a big fan of icing your opponent out as long as possible in any tournament set as well, right? A lot of players are very momentum driven, right? You're seeing this with LuFL right here, getting a lot of mileage in the early stages of the round, but if you can give them a chance to allow that momentum to dry out and potentially swing into your favor, but it's not working out for Chino so far.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but also when you're playing Linne, not only she's an aggressive character on her own, but sometimes you can get a little bit nervous and then you take her up to 11, and that's just going to get you absolutely punished from a character like Phonon, who has that full screen threat, or just this run up. Not again.
Hey, it's the, like, that is a very core part of LuFL's play style, right? It's something you see again and again, but how Shino plays and how Shino reads onto that has a great counterplay to it, so it's up to LuFL to be making those changes. Shino able to lock up the cycle for once again with that grid break coming through. EX Kuga hits from the skies as well and finally gives him a round.
Beautiful punish. Shino just worming around these hitboxes. Fortunately gets hit by the overhead. And now back in this corner, you are going to be paying some rent.
Okay, good trades right here. Chino trying to use the Lene roll to get out of the corner, but LuFL doing a good job of playing Zookeeper right now, locking the Gorilla down in the corner. We'll have to see if they can find another opportunity to get a good jump out. That was almost right, but LuFL had the CS to shield the dive kick as they come through. Vio gonna connect once again. 7 for 7, so Shino gets the chance to shine. We just immediately cash out with IWEX.
Yeah, I absolutely love this from Shino. You already have Warp, but you're gonna still have it after this IWEX goes off. Get your damage where you can take it. Gets a massive punish as well. And all of a sudden now you've turned what could have been LuFL's entire round into a potential game point.
Yeah, and LuFL now having to hold it in the corner, tried to press on the Kuga as soon as it came out, allowed Shino the chance for victory to quickly tie it up 1-1.
That beautiful decision making there from Shino at the very end, just getting smacked around in that last round into I've got meter, I'm going to use it, you're taking damage, and a quick 3-touch.
It's one of those things, like we've been saying it the whole night for Shino, once these VOs are on point and coming out at the times where they matter the most in these given rounds, and as well as these icy 5Cs coming through, going to be able to check out LuFL's head, but LuFL staying safe right here.
Okay, nice. There's that 3C. It goes further now.
And try to utilize these force function buffs as well to be able to hit a little bit of that additional range. Trying to shield out of the pressure right here, but we set a bar out of after getting grid broken. I don't need grid. All I need is your life bar to hit 0 here.
Not going to be able to find it that time, but only needs one hit. Unfortunately, went for it at the wrong moment. Shino a little bit faster on the draw, and is the first to take us to set point.
Yeah, Chino getting a lot of advantage after the increased 5A hit buffs right there. To be able to hit slightly out of the further range that I think LuFL was expecting.
Beautiful counter hit. A veil of 8 times now. I'm sure LuFL has gotten VO'd more times by Shino in this one set than LuFL's had to deal with all day. Because, what a great... I love these earlier cash outs of IW, and that 5,400 damage.
Getting the counter hit damage as well as the VO buff right there is the exact situation you want to be in. The VO now come out from a LuFL's end saying, hey, you can do it, I can do it better. Oh, but misses.
Still.
Yeah, missed their fireball, missed the geyser right there, so no big extension. Trying to see, to spend the last little bit to go into install right here. Give yourself another chance to breathe a little bit longer. And as long as this game keeps going as it is, it might end up in LuFL's favor. CS cash out. Not enough. You dropped it. Shino gets the throw, but a good Abare. You keep it. We clean it up at the end. It was fine. It was extra meter build. That was more download. We just had more resources going to the next round. It's fine. Nothing crazy happened. An install will be popped out right here.
Gets the dive kick. Chino's been looking for this all night and is finally rewarded.
I didn't think you'd be plus enough after that, blocking in the air to get dive kick after that. Okay, Shino, showing that you're putting in the work right here.
Too far away to get a guaranteed punish there from Shino. I mean, LuFL's not gonna like being down all meter, but hey, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been. I think it's getting a little bit worse right now. Counter hit, dive kick, connecting at that full screen. And once again, good shields from LuFL though. Want to try to make sure that they can gain the cycle if they can, but still get mixed up left, right here. Going to be putting into a very dangerous strike throw situation right at the very end. What do you do? How do you think? Good throw tech right here. Tries to delay the jump out to expect. Like Kuga.
I think Chino went for a punish a little bit too early, saw the whiff, but didn't realize there's still active frames there. Another VO. The 3C snipes.
Yeah, but not enough to find the full extension that they were looking for. CS to run out that full screen. I am holding my breath right now. This is a dangerous game for both these players. Some excellent shields right here, some excellent grid control. Helmbreaker not going to work. CS though does go into LuFL's favor. Pops that CS after geyser right here to try to create an opportunity to open them up. But you see Shino looking for an opportunity to make this big jump and work.
Gets that. The hit, a little too late hit. No one was ready for it. Shino's like, oh no, it went for the throw. And what a final interaction.
Yeah.
Good old 25 seconds of scrambling around, neither of them wanting to be a little too risky.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what a match right there. That was Scramble City. We had a dozen eggs. We put them in there. We were making the omelet. Oh.
LuFL getting sent down to losers, having to fight Chino for the right to be in top 8, as Shino has to be the one now that's gonna have to fight Boltstruck.
And we will be seeing that so shortly. But first, you know what I like to see?
What do you like to see? It enlighten us.
I love to see weekly net play tournaments available here on Boston Blue Beat. That's right, the Boston Blue Beat online weeklies. They happen Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They're back, and they're better than ever. We got Blaze Blue on Mondays, Plus R on Tuesdays, and of course, as you could probably surmise, UNI2 on Wednesdays, all of them starting at 8 p.m. EST. They are free to enter. Please make sure you join them if you are interested in any of these games. If you don't feel like playing, though, make sure to tune into the stream. They are broadcasting them here on twitch.tv/BostonBlueBeat. Follow the socials. Check them all out. It is always a wonderful time, and we always appreciate the work that the team at Boston Blue Beat does to make this stuff happen.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be here without anyone at the BBB team. Massive props to production and all the tournament organizers who make this happen every single week. But that's not all. There is something going down this September. It is SQXL. Gonna be happening in Durham, North Carolina. All 3 Guilty Gears. That's Plus R, Xrd, and Strive. You've got Kill la Kill that's gonna be run as well. Grand Blue, and of course, French Bread Games of MBAC and UNI2. And you can see there's also Blaze Blue on the table. So if you are free at the end of this September, make sure you're looking into a trip to Durham, North Carolina. Those Carolina homies, they go loud. They are proud for each other. So you're gonna have some really good energy, really good sets all around. If you're able to make it, don't miss out.
Yep, it is going to be an exciting event, and I cannot wait to be watching it. Also, they had a late addition to the roster. 2XKO will be there after the beta announcement or release announcement was happened. So if you're interested in that, that will be available to you if you want to play it. But Yona, what are you doing?
Yona,
what are you doing?
Hey, I'm here for this. I will never question somebody actually going to be locking in Kidu.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Kidu got a lot of buffs. Like genuinely a lot of needed buffs. He's a character that has been kind of, for 2 game versions now, depending on who you ask, in the bottom portion of the character strength across the board. And I think Komoda has really seen that. They've been trying to figure out what you can do to make Kidu shine. And a big thing is the stagger changes that he got, right? A lot of his game plan is based around staggering, trying to get you to counter hit. Yoda's locking this in as well, so all this yapping is worth it. And these staggers did increase off of his 5 BBB series, his 5 CCC series, his 2 CC series, his Rekka series. All of these have increased staggers, increased opportunities to open up these counter hits, so it is always scarier to be pressing on. So let's see if Yona can really make that work. 4C as well got increased as a starter option. Still a great tool to deal with a lot of this projectile game as it comes through, but Delad is not scared at all. Finds a big run up, finds a way to concentrate, and Yona almost wins that throw tech to take the cycle, but it was just a couple frames too late.
Yeah, and all 41 of these buffs will mean nothing if yonachu is not able to get anything started, because Delad is absolutely keeping the lockdown alive.
Is it actually 41 buffs? That's crazy.
Yes.
Insane. Oh, there we go. Dive kick coming through off the 6 speed, being able to keep yourself airborne afterwards. A good check to see, hey, are you blocking high when it matters the most? And this is the big thing about Kidu, right? Not only are these changes, he's a character that deals a lot of damage for not a ton of reward, or for not a ton of hits needed on there. So you always have to be scared of those hits as they come through. Yona securing the first round as well.
Yes. Yeah, and Chino is one of those characters, like, normally, like, okay, there's been a few straight hits, like, the small hit confirms here and there. That's fine. I'm probably, like, what, 50%? You look up, your life total's at 20, and you're like, what?
Yeah, and a big thing as well is that Havoc passive that he has, that increased poison damage for the extra hit stuns on these punishes. That's if they can find them, right? Because Delad has done a really good job of being like, okay, you're in Chino, you don't get to start. You answer questions, you don't ask them, and I'm going to just continue to say, are you blocking again and again and again?
Unfortunately, no questions were being able to be asked by Yona. That was a perfect for Delad. And we might be seeing the rounds just go back and forth because it is all looking Yona. Finally, we got a match out from Delad. This corner is now being reversed. Tables have turned.
Yona finding a good CS right there. Cash is out into IW as well. Not far enough to get the combo extension afterwards on it in the up-close version. So now we just got to play in Chino Strike throw game, but we find a good 5B as soon as Delad tried to press something in that neutral. And Yona quickly taking game number 1.
Yeah. These buffs, they're coming into effect. The damage is being dealt. Rounds being won. Let's see if Delad can make something happen. Make that 1 round turn into 2.
Early grid breakdown. This is like a big thing. Like Yona is definitely one of the most more fundamentally sound UNI players, right? And so they are able to make this core UNI plan work with basically anybody on the roster. But they're putting in a ton of work right now into the corner. But Delad finally finding their own opportunity to escape, being able to use that sword car as well, to be able to get that side swap. So now Yona has to use that 2-3-6 to blow through the projectile pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful response there, especially because you get a huge chunk of damage on top of just being right. Second time is the charm. And now it's trying to chase down, but gets clipped, advancing. Delad not fearful at all. Still gets another hit.
Yeah, but not able to find the exact pathing that they're looking for right here, right? Yona, oh, you're dead. Unfortunate green shield right there. Yona had to pop that CS as well because he shielded too much. So great recognition on that to be able to take that round. Yona sitting 1 more round away, but Delad not going to let that get to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the little throw tech situation there. Yona's throw gets tech, then Delad's throw gets tech, and then Delad's like, all right, I'm going to jump this one, and gets great reward off of it.
Doing a good job blocking the 660 mix right there, and finds a good side swap as well.
Nice. These throws have been so effective. 2 of them.
Up CS after the 3C as well. Was expecting Delad to be going up to the skies a little bit right there, but it's not enough just yet. Delad finding a good throw tech out and able to bait the run up once again with that 660. Will stay close enough to the ground. Yeah, doesn't have enough time to go for Smart Steer Ender, but does have enough to cash out with IW. And now Yona in a very scary situation.
But also, all Yona needs is 1 hit. There's so much meter. Goes for a big commitment. And Delad was just blocking at the right time, finding the round.
Yeah, unfortunately, couldn't find the cancel after the 3C right there, so Delad able to take that round once again. But it's what we saw the last time, right? So potentially, you know, might see the similar thing happen. Might see something else change. But right now, these throws are working out great for Yona. Delad checking out the second one, but not the third.
The change shift just to throw is disgusting, and I am here for it. This is a beautiful uni.
Yeah, beautiful uni right here. CSDP, the classic. Oh, Yona missed the extension that you were looking for after counter hit C up kicks right there.
And off using an EX. Keeping the meter, and that meter saved pays dividends. The 2-2C able to come in and clean out, tying up the set count. We're not having a 2-0 this time.
Yeah, and Delad's, I think, really showing like one of the still, you know, weaknesses that Chino has, right? Is he is very committal with his options. If you are able to find the right read, the right reward, you will be able to get a lot of mileage out. However, Yona is able to find it again and again, a couple times now, 3 times. A Street Fighter!
Yona really did want us to talk about this was becoming Street Fighter, going for that 4th throw. Oh my!
They kept working. Oh, 66C gonna be able to blow up the TKC fireball checker there. The Delad was trying to use to control that screen mid-screen, but Yona not afraid to just play this dash ball game and try to find their own opportunity. But Delad finding good opportunities to poke. 5-8 counter hit, but no extension off the weird air juggle.
And finds and combo Yona getting Delad to the corner. You have massive amounts of resources, but a back throw could end things. And second back throw, all right.
Speaking of the devil. Oh, big 6-6B right there after a nice little delay, Yona. Oh, but misses the 6-6, the delay on the 6-6C that you have to do right there in the corner right there. It's not the same as the mid-screen timing. 5-8 counter hit, but you didn't find the extension, so we said go for one more throw. Are you going to try to use that to close it out once again?
I would highly not doubt it. Oh, but just gets the aerial jump and hit. Great stuff from Yona, finding the set 2-1, giving us quite a treat, not only with Yinkidu, but also all of those throws.
Yeah, Yona definitely making that match a treat. I am curious to see if they're going to continue with the Yinkidu and Winners Finals, but you know, we'll have to see as we find the results of our next match as they come through, which is going to be Boltstruck versus Shino.
Shino gonna be pulling up.
So we've seen Chino a couple times on the stream. Boltstruck, however, though, has you know, been hiding in the shadows, progressing through off stream. Is another one of the more active Nodosei players in the game. Someone who's definitely put a lot of work in. Had a lot of success both on and offline with the character as well. So definitely one of these people to be afraid of. And as we've seen with Shino I think has the right idea to control a lot of the mid screen. And I need to. Okay, Bolt is playing Nodosei. They've been playing Azuki for a bit, but I thought I remember hearing that they were going to go back to Nodosei through this patch, so I wasn't 100% sure. But they're not mixing me up here today. Only one of these people will be mixing it up, and that's on Oki's MA.
Yeah, some players do like to mix the commentators. Sometimes we'll just go with all reliable.
See early techs out, no throw loops this time as they're coming through. Shino though just staying very patient right here with some delay button pressure, trying to utilize Kuga, and they find these opportunities to open them up. Boltstruck just staying calm, knowing like, hey, I got a couple hits, didn't get the extension, that's fine. I'm gonna guarantee the cycle. I know you're gonna dive kick. I've been watching these matches on stream. I understand what you want to do, and I want to just make sure that I can get as much reward as I can.
Yeah, got a big counter hit, wasn't able to get the chase down the first time, but hey, all you need sometimes is a secondary chase down. Boltstruck gonna be in the corner after this EX Kuga, and everything's looking really good for Shino at the moment.
Well, great use of sword power as well. Oh no, it crossed up at the last minute, so they weren't able to find the extension that they were looking for and got the wrong EX special, but that's fine. We still find a ways to lock you in the quarter. We almost had EX dive work, but Shino just placed themselves just far enough out, and now has you locked down.
Oh, wow, stopping the advance from Boltstruck gets the hit. Woo.
Sword card coming through, tries to use dash follow up off the Icy Cougar right there, not gonna catch Boltstruck biting too much. Just the patience right here. You're seeing these opportunities for just like empty neutral jump. Be like, what are you gonna do? How can I challenge what you want to be bringing once I show this option onto the table? And Boltstruck now knows that they can play a little bit more aggressively once they got him locked down in the corner.
Yeah. Shino being very defensive, gets opened up by the air hit, and that's going to be a little bit tragic. You're trying to make sure, having object permanence from 2-2C going off screen.
Dio once again working out for Shino in this match right here, but Boltstruck just spaces away, knowing, hey, I've got a big life lead. You have to be the one to make these big risks right here. I'm going to try to find more opportunities. Makes you up 2-2C, not going to connect all the way on the retreat as it's coming through.
It's the opening. Extension. We're going to spend anything on it. Nope, just gonna smart. Ooh, that's an unfortunate ending of the throw. That non-intentional. Boltstruck still had enough plus frames to make it not matter.
Hey, it throws plus on whip. It's the classic. Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah, you can't jump back like that with the 2PC set because you'll just be walked into it. Boltstruck did get the air unblockable afterwards, but was not able to find the full route, unfortunately. So Shino able to quickly just take that scramble once again, going to their favor. Does good break them as well with that throw.
And Boltstruck going to be very calm. A little too defensive, getting mixed by the cross-up. Was holding back, but that turned into forward. And now Shino is just a simple confirm away, and there it is, taking round number 1.
Yeah. Shino has just been doing such a good job, like playing with confidence this entire tournament so far, right? Like they're just never afraid to be like, okay, I'm going to do this option. I don't know if it's the right option to do in this situation, but it's what my heart believes will, like, you know, lead me to the path of victory. And it's been working great for them. And you can see like Boltstruck is able to just like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay full screen and I'm gonna allow you to like, you know, dig your own grave in a lot of these situations. But I think if you allow them to get to that point, they're gonna get a little too comfortable, and eventually they'll find the way to open you up. Boltstruck though gonna be opening them up with that deep assault into the ICJC.
Yeah. All right, Oki option. Oh, nice tech. I think, yeah, that was on Boltstruck having the tech there. Chino was just sniffing out a little bit too fake of Oki. He was wanting to be aggressive, and a big throw. Oh my gosh, this round was just one-sided.
Yeah. Being able to show that that great corner pressure that comes out from Nanase right there. Tried to catch him out with another 2-2-X right there, but Chino making sure that Kuga is still known as an option. Be like, hey, you got to worry about this. Stagger pressures they come through. Boltstruck utilizing that known gap to be able to guard thrust out. Not going to get blown up with the roll cross up this time.
Let's see what option Boltstruck's going to take this time. Oh, I'm just going to set the disc right in front of your face. Not going to do anything as long as you don't do anything.
Goes out of the corner, though. Doesn't want to have to hold any of this pressure, forcing Boltstruck now to deal with the strike row of Lene.
Nice throw. Another throw. All right.
Sword card gets out of EX Kuga. Reaction CS ADP. As soon as you see that dice kick coming through, knowing that you need as much damage as possible, so no need to just go for CDP. These two to keep themselves safe after any aggressive movement. VO number 9 coming out. The IC5CC connects immediately into the IWEX, and this should be enough to kill.
Yes, it is. Shino really wants to move on to winners finals. It would be an amazing result for Shino if you're able to close it out on this round.
Let's see if they can get to that, but nerves always comes through, and Boltstruck being a seasoned competitor knows like, hey, this is just another Tuesday or Wednesday for me.
Back throw. Shino has made these types of comebacks before. We've seen it tonight, but Boltstruck might want to close the door a little bit faster.
Good force function right there. Something that we haven't seen in this set too much from Shino right here. Gets clipped to the back half of 2-2-C, but we still show no fear, immediately teching out, and now locking you down to the corner once more. Potentially, no, we just go for jump back EX Kuga, force you to block this, catches you with the overhead this time.
Go. We call that tactically getting hit right there. Great tech. CS can be used, and the projectile just gets sent right down. Boltstruck able to keep composure and whittle down the last of Shino's life bar.
Yeah, it was some good recognition from Boltstruck right there, because a lot of the times you'll see like the other fireball options come out instead of that one that cover more of the like forward horizontal portion of the screen, but knowing that like, hey, they're going to probably be looking for a run under to get like ADP EX or ADP CS. I'm just going to go down and cover that, and then only cover as a little bit in the front of the horizontal range. So excellent stuff of Boltstruck to know those reads, excellent stuff in the early stages of this game to continue to lock them down on the corner.
I like Shino continuing the block there on the 2-2B. It was recognizing, hey, Boltstruck messed up the spacing a little bit with trying to go for that throw. It wasn't block stun, so you're fine. And Lazo's just a little bit too far away as well.
Shino keeps getting a bunch of these really good reads of like backdashing out of pressure, finding or these mistakes that Boltstruck is making, right? Like not delaying sword enough or delaying it too much to have it drop out of there. But instead of opting to try to go for these bigger punishes, they're just resetting to neutral, which is where Boltstruck has been getting a lot of advantage in these sets right here. So let's see if they can catch wind of that and be able to read it right here. Right now, we'll just see an early throw tech into the immediate run-up throw grid being built up. But Sword Car Abare gonna be coming out, expecting that backdash. And now Boltstruck gets control of the corner with a 2-2 Byoki.
Great throw. I mean, Boltstruck's been going for that every single time so far, so you know it's going to be a tried and true option. Boltstruck, though, still able to claim this advantage, is charging forward towards taking the set away from Shino.
Yeah, delaying with the fireballs, waiting to see what Chino wants to do, whether they're going to try to dash block, whether they're going to try to like jump out of the corner. You saw that deep jump come through. You saw the anti-air VO number 10 coming out for Chino, not going to be blocked just yet. And this is a big starter that they can need to quickly get these light pulls down a little bit further into the IW, knowing that they're not far enough for the IWEX.
Gets extra concentration, gets a throw. Chino gets the hit. We're going to final game, final round again.
Catching with Helmbreaker CS right there. And now Shino tried to use TK dive kick to open up, but Boltstruck knows, hey, 2-2C's coming back. I can't keep this alive. Locks him down once again. 2-2A this time, trying to get him to feint out, but Shino not having it. And being able to kind of get a challenge after the wake up.
Nice chain shift. Oh, went a little too aggressive. And the dash kick working.
Yeah.
Chino.
Doing a good job of blowing up a tornado with a dash kick right there. Shino, I think just getting, once again, this confidence to work out, knowing like, hey, this option will generally work. A lot of the times, force function going to connect as well off that parry sequence. Boltstruck has to be a little bit more cautious down as these light totals are even, but run up a tornado to catch him, pressing immediately, thinking some strike throw is going to come through.
Not gonna kill, got the secondary hit, and Shino seeing the round just slip away. Boltstruck taking the set. 2-1. We'll be moving on to fight Yona there in winners final, sending Chino to have to go fight the winner of that one dude in Atari.
Yeah, Boltstruck just did, I think, a really good job of recontrolling the tempo when it was lost, and that's something that honestly as a whole is very good at. But Boltstruck like is definitely good. Like, okay, we're just gonna reset the neutral. That's fine. I can deal with that. I don't care if I lost the lead. We'll just backdash away. We'll set up these fireballs. We'll try to sword car in if I feel like you're gonna be a little bit aggressive, but just doing what they need to do to prevent some of the more like relentless aggression that can come from a wide cast of the characters, but especially Lene. So excellent stuff from Boltstruck right there. Moving on forward to that winners finals.
Yeah. Are we gonna see our potential third Batista player? I know Shino didn't show the Batista yet, but man, it went from like not really ever seeing this character to now we're seeing her so many times tonight.
Yeah, I think she's it's a character that really needs some like dedication towards, and in the early stages of, or especially in UNI1, it was a little bit harder with delay-based netcode because of how church partitioning worked with her and whatnot. And in the early stages of UNI2, there was just like so much to explore that people were kind of bouncing around the character select, and there was not as much dedication to to Batista as a character. But we've seen a couple names come up in the time of that new generation, some old names coming back and really making it work. But right now, BiGGFELLA is trying to show their name for themselves, but LuFL says, nah, I got knocked into losers too early. We gotta get this going.
Yeah, LuFL has a chip on that shoulder, really wants to get a run back over there. avenge what happened in losers, but you gotta have your eyes on the prize, but keep them right in front of you because BiGGFELLA is getting a very, very solid conversion going.
I'm trying to make the taco work, but unfortunately it doesn't connect just yet. This is great stuff from BiGGFELLA, just being able to stay in the skies at those right angles, outside of what LuFL wants to be bringing to the table, and calling them out appropriately, like you see with that big JC.
Was there always be enough?
Yeah. It is just enough right at the very end. I think with a couple of those damage increases from the patch on some of those normals, as that was very, very close, but that's showing the confidence that BiGGFELLA has.
Oh wow, was able to worm your way around with 3D, able to spin around, get yourself this corner, and patiently waits out, but the delay was too good.
The overhead reset right there, and yeah, BiGGFELLA showing like, hey, you can't do that. I'm going to show flash kick on reaction. You gotta keep it airtight. Disco ball coming through, and LuFL just wants to get out and say, hey, no parties here, only round wins to go into my favor. That's a disco once again.
Set up. Ooh.
There we go. Yeah, good air-to-air right there on LuFL's end. Seeing how committal to the skies that BiGGFELLA is, I think LuFL is currently just trying to shift their game plan to shut that down a little bit, knowing that as soon as you can keep them on the ground just like that, the game plan will start to lead into their favor.
Absolutely. And favor is going to be in the way of LuFL. Seeing that chain shift, not going to be afraid of anything that comes out of it. Finds the air-to-air, beautifully done, and that's going to be rewarded with not the... Oh, wait. I forgot about the OTG.
Yeah, has enough untech time right there with the CVO, resetting it, having those ground bounces all on deck. LuFL keeping it tight. It was a little dangerous because I think if you delay that 5A just a little bit, that doesn't work, but LuFL knows what they're doing. That's why they're in the driver's seat. That's why they're able to secure round number 1 here of our Losers 8 smash.
Another air-to-air, beautifully done. These are LuFL's air waves, and there will be no BiGGFELLA interrupting it.
This is the pickup right there, I believe, off that counter hit trade, but LuFL once again just playing that a little bit more reactive of a game plan once they're not in control of the current tempo swing of the match, right? Because they're like, hey, BiGGFELLA, you're taking some big risks, you're taking some big gambles to try to control that neutral space, and they're not afraid to let that DP rip though when it's necessary.
Oh, LuFL trying to mash on out of pressure. BiGGFELLA closing that gap. A little too tight. And unfortunately, there's going to be no conversions for neutral right now. Sending projectiles full screen.
Yeah, it's the full screen footsies that Undernight is known for right there. As soon as we trade, as soon as we get up close though, we find that opportunity to hit you air to air, and that's what LuFL was looking for. Just that one last right read, able to set up parry stance though right at the very end, and LuFL now has to be a little bit more cautious about what they press on the ground. And BiGGFELLA regaining control is huge for them.
Absolutely, especially when you have this much meter. Gets the throw though from LuFL, and control is very much slipping away. They're able to find hits here and there, have to be able to convert them.
Airfire ball not coming through. Getting hit by the A ball right there.
Yeah. Nice. BiGGFELLA able to be in the right place at the right time in order to make LuFL whiff and get great punishes. Disco ball being set up, and a beautiful confident from LuFL.
Yeah, LuFL was looking for guys with CS right before that interaction didn't end up going in their favor, so immediately showing it once again and showing, hey, you got to be ready for these dash normals and this IWEX to connect right here, and LuFL will close it out, moving on forward. to our losers quarters finals.
We'll be fighting Delad to continue on. It's looking really strong. The confidence is there. And we will be moving on now to that one dude in Atari. We see Atari for the first time on stream tonight.
Yeah, Atari got knocked out pretty early into the bracket, actually losing to BiGGFELLA 2-1 in winners round 2. So has had to make the full trip through the losers bracket to get to this point, but finally gonna be putting on deck, showing off that Uzuki as well. Our second Uzuki of the night, but Atari's definitely someone who's been in the lab, been grinding with this character to get as much reward as possible. We'll see if that one dude can counteract that, or if Atari's practice will pay off here in our last match of Losers 8s.
Yeah, I always love seeing them. I really loved when watching Defiant and Big Black pick this character up. Of course, they play like the entire cast on a whim, so you never really get to see too much of one character for any too long amount of time. Yeah, Atari trying to start something happening. Saw that one dude was being a little more patient, trying to bait out, but Atari was a little bit too slow to the draw there.
Yeah, wasn't ready to find that right spacing as well off the 2-2A. It ended up whipping, which allowed that one dude to be able to retake control, and this should be enough to close out the round as well. That one dude doing a very good job of staying at that perfect spacing to deal with a lot of the further range Uzuki normals, right? You're already seeing some challenges with 2C on some of these pressure gaps, which Uzuki generally has to go into airborne to make some opportunities to open you up happen. So excellent. I believe the last time these two played, it ended up going into Atari's favor, but I don't remember with 100%.
I don't have the certainty of memory to confirm nor deny that, but at the moment, it is really looking back and forth. Atari is having great control of this round and of this corner.
Setting Barbline has good blocks though from that one dude, not getting mixed up just yet, even off these high lows that are coming through. Blocks the coffin as well, finds an opportunity to CS, almost had the reversal come out, but it wasn't enough. Atari kept the momentum going to take that round to quickly tie up our first game.
Oh, tried for, oh my, there's the throw, finally works. Third time is the charm. Here we go, little rabbits coming out.
Tried to go for a run-up VO, but unfortunately not going to work out. Atari keeping the patience. Just being like, yeah, you're gonna do something crazy. I already feel it. I feel it in my bones. I feel like I'm gonna keep locking you down. Poison set, bomb set with the CS as well. It's a lot of grid that's gonna be guzzled away from them if they can't find anything to do with this meter.
Trade. I mean, that's not the worst in the world for that one dude. Of course, you'd rather have it hit than have to deal with the trade, but you're at least free from the corner for a little bit.
Yeah, now we're just resetting back to the neutral. Atari really trying to find something to big happen going into coffin sets, but that one dude just wants to stay away from it whenever it comes out if they can, knowing it's a very dangerous situation. Spear misses once again. That one dude not ready to immediately react afterwards to the whiff.
Oh my, whoa. And Atari able to take game number 1.
Yeah, good recognition. Yeah, good recognition from that one dude right at the very end to go for a roll out of that corner, knowing that they could escape out of the rabbit pressure as it's coming through, but Atari just ready to check up the lows as they weren't looking to crouch block just yet because they were trying to get out of that spacing. But now Atari is going to be locking you back in once more, hits him with the cheeky overhead right there off the full charge 6C.
All right, poison and grid break to boot. At least you don't have to worry about your grid being stolen anymore.
Yeah, because it's all gonna get reset because we're going into the next round. That life bar is gone. Atari is down feeling, I think, a little bit more confident. Definitely getting those spacings right to not be having some of those special moves. A whiff as they come through. Tried to throw right there, but it's actually going to whiff. That one dude had a very good assault check right there.
Absolutely. And Atari has been going for these throws very, very often. And that one dude is being nice and wise to it. Amazing here. That one dude baits off the VO. We've had double-digit VOs, and only now are we starting to see them get baited.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit later in the night to get used to it, to get used to everybody's habits. So we are also getting used to dealing 5K right there with that quick little counter hit AW ender right there. But that means both players' meter is basically reset going into this round. So play a little bit more defensively.
All right, bomb getting out, but just going to be in the corner instead. You get to be free from bomb, but not free from the mix-ups.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to block a large chunk of them, but green shielded at the wrong time, unfortunately. Throwing in that extra hit stun allowed Atari to get this grid break, to get the CVO as well for all this extra damage, and that should be just enough to take game number 2. That's going to be Atari moving on forward.
Wow, what a strong showing from Atari. That one dude had a great showing as always. Sometimes your opponents are just one step ahead with the mix. That one dude not able to keep that beautiful spacing we know that one dude keeps with Gordeau.
Yeah, and shielding on that mix-up is like so hard to do because you say exactly, you mistime it slightly, you accidentally get a green shield, and they have all the time in the world to just punish you accordingly and deal as much damage as possible. Atari had some great recognition there, but we'll have to be seeing them play Shino a little bit later because we got our other side of the losers quarters match coming up. LuFL back on deck, ready to go. You already see ready to game, but they'll be fighting Delad.
Yeah, let's see. LuFL has not had to fight. Yeah, has not had to fight any of the Nonsays tonight. So this will be the first time that LuFL will fight one. If things go LuFL's way, of course, they'll have to fight Nonasay potentially 2 more times.
Yeah, you have
or at least
to
2 more sets.
You have to go through the Nonasay gauntlet to get through the very end of this bracket. So we'll have to see if they can get to that point, or if they can keep it tight and they can find their ways to close it out. Delad, though, has been looking very, very strong, right? The match versus Yona definitely was just a couple of strike throw situations that ended up going into the favor of Yona. So I think anything is possible right here. And these two players definitely are familiar with each other's habits. So we'll have to see Delad finding a great opportunity to mash right there. Also able to secure the cycle to find a big 3C hit. This is the starters that they're looking for, but they can't find full extension.
Yeah. And like you said, these two know each other's habits, so we're probably going to see some Wild West interactions happen because they're just knowing that, you know, maybe this might not be the cleanest, most prim and proper gameplay for my character, but I know it works.
Well, high-level Undernight's about one thing and one thing only, and that's accidentally dropping combos. So, you know, that's how you know these two players put in the work, right?
Yeah, but it's not a dropped combo, it's a reset.
Not when it doesn't connect afterwards. That's a dropped combo. But Delad showing, hey, I can land my routes. I know what I am doing here. Being able to find see Fireball Ender just to be able to guarantee the push him into the corner. LuFL wants to go for guard thrust out because now you throw him full screen. Hey, and I get free meaty on you after it as well with that 3C change.
Oh, good tech on the 3rd time, but you're gonna get interrupted and another throw. And the 4th one's not gonna connect though. That's gonna get 2A'd.
Yeah, challenges out and tried to challenge once again, but see Fireball's coming through. Not enough to kill though, as you had to spend all that meter on deck, so it does give LuFL a chance, but you only have 10 seconds left on the clock. You have to make something happen, and that's a good party starter.
Oh, gets the chase down and it's gonna go straight into the IW, no question about it.
Yeah, I respect just going into IWX immediately right there, because like, I think you could go for any route and it kills right there, but why risk dropping when you can just slap your hand on all 4 buttons and guarantee that you win that little bit of a scramble of a round?
Yeah, especially with the time, just taking down really quickly. Like you said, you don't want to put anything to risk of it not getting low enough in time, let alone just straight killing.
Speaking of things that weren't in time, being in the air was not the exact timing that Delad was looking for. LuFL ended up sealing the cycle to get that good air shield, anti-air to punish accordingly. Is now taking it back once again, but Delad finds a great RA2A.
leads into nice conversions, although you're not going to be able to play this projectile war with LuFL very effectively. Have to get very up and close, finds the punish. This is exactly what Delad wants to see.
More Delad, yeah, has to cash out right there, knowing that LuFL can just steal the cycle at the very end, needs to make something happen with it. And there we go, big 2B pickup. This should be enough for Delad to take the round.
Round number 3. It feels like these two have been fighting almost a whole set already. They're giving us so many good rounds and good interactions, and it's just round 3. Ooh. Nice patience there. Delad just letting LuFL whiff to get punished.
Having a good walk under 5B, but there we go. 3C on the immediate challenge, knowing that Delad hasn't had the results of the skies too much. Has been staying pretty grounded on their pressure. So they're going to be able to catch those ankles as they come through. Forces Delad to play a little bit more patient. And LuFL evening the life totals now, tipping the scales into their favor.
Gonna have to go for a... Oh, is this gonna be enough? No. Taking guaranteed damage though. All you need is one small 2A even.
But we can't get these throws to work. LuFL tried to go for it one more time, and this is what Delad needs. Going to be able to put them both into a single one-touch situation. 6XP whiffs at that range, but it's not enough just yet. You tried to jump out of the corner, but you got clipped by the dive, and that's going to be Delad taking game number 1.
Unbelievable round. Delad pulling out every single trick from that bag, is able to take game number 1. And LuFL not going to be happy about it. He's already going to start this round off angry and aggressive.
Yeah, you saw in the beginning that when these were going to time, it was going into LuFL's favor, but I think as Delad has gotten used to the tempo of the match and how LuFL wants to be playing right now, that they're able to just know that, okay, I just need to make a couple reads, and as long as I can land these knockdowns, they'll work out. LuFL does get a geyser connection, but not able to find the full combo afterwards as it wasn't counter hit.
Yep. Ooh, green shield coming out there, but nothing. No way to punish it, not from that far away, and LuFL was already 2 into the string. Delad getting away with some amazing conversions right now. Has LuFL in this corner, the VO, the get off me button, and that 3C. No one's ready for it, how far it ranges. We no longer can just joke that it's the full screen button, it just is.
Yeah, it is indeed, and LuFL is in the driver's seat right now in this game, taking round number 1.
Yes, we're just gonna send the same button 4 times, just keep blocking it out. LuFL, no incentive to be too aggressive trying to challenge.
Yeah, we saw how throw heavy the last game was, though, so it does make sense, right? You're trying to catch out on their shield habits or catch them going for delay throw, thinking, oh, they'll run up throw finally this time. This is how I punish them. Tries to punish off an overhead, but not going to make anything happen. And Delad, just the patience to walk away and find that opportunity to get a good fight.
Spending a little bit of meter, can't get the meaty to work out properly, and LuFL ready with the call out, able to find this game and answering back. We're at 1-1.
Yeah, it is anyone's match right here. And LuFL once again showing the legacy knowledge of playing this character for God knows how many years at this point. I feel like I've been seeing him play since like the beginning of ST. But like just these like minor optimals of being able to go for CVO roll and just making sure that you go into C Rekka before you go into the IW. You just guarantee the maximum amount of damage and potential possible here.
Yeah, is one of those situations where, of course, like you'll hear commentators and people tell you, keep it simple, make sure you're taking the easiest routes possible. And sometimes if you just have a nice, consistent route that you just always go for regardless, like Well, you said that was Rekka's into ending with the IW. Even if you know that IW kills earlier, you have it more simple ingrained into your muscle memory just to go for your B&B route, your nice personal pet one as it is, and guarantee yourself you're not dropping.
Yeah, LuFL not dropping this combo either as well, being able to find a big grip of damage for that air-to-air. I got this party started right here. Now puts you into about a throw and a pixel or a single strike away, so Delad has to be very careful.
Nice kids. The 2A on in. Here we go. Delad. Move on to this corner. And see if you can find the stagger timing necessary to open up LuFL for the final time in the round. And no, the air-to-air clipping Delad. Set point. It's LuFL's advantage.
Yeah, but like all these games have been going close. It is anyone's game to take at this point. It's just going to come down to the right reads and the right hits at the right times.
Speaking of anyone's game, another beautiful counter hit being capitalized on by Delad. 200 meter for LuFL. The guard thrust gonna come out and send full screen backed up by that 3C.
5A pressure with the lead right here. LuFL just going to try to go to the skies to delay out of that fireball pressure. Does not want to hold those plus frames. And they get rewarded for it as well.
Active nice control full screen ended early. Saw that LuFL was trying to close off a space that Delad was like, you know what? I could just send a little bit of wind up there. Bring it back down to earth.
Yeah, they're going to bring that life bar down as well. Risky shield right there, but Rotex come through. But you shielded one time too many at the very end. But it's okay. You shielded the most important part at the very end. So now, Delad ties it up. It is anyone's game here. LuFL coming in with $200. Delad only with $124.08.
Sometimes that's all you need, just that promise that you have 100 meter to spend at any given time. Vorpal is also on Delad's side. There's now 200. We're even on meter, even on grid.
Plus frames, the late guard thrust right there, recognizing the green shield came out. It's like, okay, I can't get blown up. I gotta spend this to stay safe.
Great delay there. LuFL able to catch Delad responding. And now the advantage is just shifting back and forth in this round.
Right there, LuFL trying to mix him up, but Delad just knows, hey, if I can just walk out of this, I'm safe. Then I'll be able to reset out into the mid screen. This is where I want to be anyways. It's where I've had the most success throughout my entire tournament run. But LuFL's trying to open him up. Delad just willing to hold down back and wait for the right opportunity to press.
Maintaining the corner here is massive for Delad's advantage, but LuFL able to fight out without needing to spend any meter whatsoever. Has had to use guard thrust in order to make this space, but now doesn't have to use that.
There we go. Big hit right at the final countdown. Wanted to end it with style. Does find the hit in the post round end right there. So we get the full animation. That is LuFL taking it 2-1 over Delad.
Set that went down to the wire. You love to see it. That's what we like to see with really good high level uni such as LuFL and Delad. And you know, Twitch chat, I think that deserves claiming some more of those Matcherino codes.
Yes, exclamation mark Matcherino. Claim those codes. Get them out of here. I don't want to see them. We got 12 left. Go post this in LFGPC and tell people to claim it. They'll do it. I already know those guys. But yeah, excellent. And thank you to everybody who has supported already, who has claimed those codes. If you feel like contributing, you feel like donating to that prize pot as well, and you feeling generous, that is always an option. That money goes directly to the players who are able to place the highest in these tournaments. But yes, thank you all for your support. Thank you to Tito. I see that code claimed. I'm going to shout you out specifically because you listened to me. You followed our advice.
And then also thank you to Mika for your traditional $1.69 into the Matcherino.
Nice.
I see you.
Nice. I see you. And I see our next players getting ready into the game. Atari and Chino coming up Shino, who's made a great run through the winner side, fortunately falling right at the very end to Boltstruck. But knows that they can potentially get that run back, but they just have to get through the Uzuki menace.
Mine. Yeah, Chino's gonna have to get real accustomed to how aggressive Atari is being. You think Atari is playing a Guilty Gear character with just how aggressive this is.
That's how they did it in Ohio. They turn that aggression up. They keep it locked down. You see the VO we finally did it. It took us to the very end, but Shino finally whiffed a VO. It did not work. Atari knew that they needed to be the one to stop that.
Yeah. I mean, it was Atari and that one dude's set. That was the first set where VO did not land.
That is true.
So,
that is true.
It's poetic justice at this point.
Yeah, Atari, the VO stripper themselves, being able to prevent that from happening in these games. Also preventing Chino from able to take their turn, even though they got the early round win. VO does connect out this time, but it's a little bit of a scramble back and forth to make something happen. EX Kuga not going to connect this time, and Atari going to check him out with that 2C.
And oh, here comes the bunny, and great block, but gets opened by the 2. And then, oh, lots of things went wrong for Shino. Very scrambly end. Sometimes you just got to take a breath. And then you come in with a fresh slate into this next round.
Yeah, it is one of those, like, hey, if you're not, like, fully prepared for the Uzuki match, which is also, like, Uzuki is a character that I feel like if you're not actively looking up a couple of people who have really put in the work on this character, you're not going to be finding games for, especially when a lot of those Uzuki players playing Izumi right now with the new character being out. People want to mess with her to see what she's cooking up. But right now, Chino has said, hey, you want to show aggression? Fine, I'll show you in kind. Take this Smart Seer CVO IW Ender.
Yeah, nice and simple. And that is one of the best answer backs you can do, is you lose game one fairly quickly, fairly dominant for your opponent, and you're like, all right, out of the gate, perfect.
Yeah. It's a download. I understand your first few habits. I know what you're going to do. You're, unfortunately, in Chino's case, got hit by them once again at the beginning of this next round.
Yeah. Oh, into the poison cloud, but it's all right. There wasn't much grid to steal anyway.
But it's still something that is there, and you do have to be worried about as it comes through, as you are getting connected here. EX Poison Ender with a single bomb set. Bunny up on deck should they choose to toss it, but you helm broke right into the bomb. That's a danger spot to be in. Atari now sitting match point.
Whoa, got the hip. Wow, I did not expect EX Kuga to whip there, but sometimes it just be like that.
Great air-to-air JA right there to come out from Chino to be able to shut out the Coffin OP that was a little bit delayed right there, knowing that you can't traditionally DP reaction anti-air it, because they can just invincible teleport off of it. So excellent stuff, but Atari does not let that get to them and immediately answers in kind once they reset out to the neutral situation. Get the poison, say hello to my little friend the rabbit, comes through and adds a boatload of damage here.
Yeah, boatload of damage indeed. The VO there. All right, Shino back to the old ways. VO lands. Plus frames on plus frames on plus frames.
See, able to gain Celestial right here, so the next hit should basically kill off of anything, especially with a grid break. This could be a ludicrous amount right here. It doesn't matter what that health bar is. You are going to lose it all here, unfortunately for Shino, but fortunately for Atari, he'll be moving on forward to fight LuFL in that losers semi-finals spot.
Yeah, denying LuFL a run back, but you know, I think LuFL might be all right with not having to have the run back, although it all depends on if LuFL's going to be ready for this aggression. You know, you got to see Atari play this set. Be very, very hyper aggressive. You get a little bit of buffer time as we're going to go up to winners final for Boltstruck and UNI2 to really formulate that game plan of how you're going to come out of the gates and stop the aggression. And is Boltstruck going to actually, are we going to see Enkidu versus Uzuki? No, okay.
No, we are not. I don't believe so. If we do, I would have some choice words to say about, but we're here, we're fine. I still like. I respect the Enkidu pick from Yona. I need to pick their brain on like what was the decision making behind this, because I am curious of what they see with Enkidu in this patch, how they're feeling, because they're showing confidence. They're showing like, hey, I can like I'm making this character work, but they haven't done anything that is like big. Some of the big stuff that he got from the most recent patch. So it'll be interesting to see how it develops over the course of the set. Maybe even Yona's thinking about it, like, hey, what if I instead just played, you know, Seth or Wagner or Landrekia or Hyde, or they've played so many characters in bracket. It could be any of them. But as our players are getting ready and getting warmed up, as a reminder, !MattShroom, claim those codes. If there's still any left, I will be sad. But these players are ready, and they're glad to be getting into it. Here into our winners finals. This is 3 out of 5, as a reminder.
Wait, why did who was Yona talking about? I don't know what he got in the patch. Can someone link? What are you talking about over there?
Oh, okay. This is what we're doing. All right. Well, no coaching if Yona has the stream up right now, so you'll have to just be able to infer from the data of what's going on. But Boltstruck says, hey, I think I know what Enkidu does. He doesn't block lows too well. He has to kind of dash block his way in a lot of these times. Able to find a big 2B hit here. But Yona ready to immediately challenge that.
Yeah. Who needs to block lows when I can just throw some lows of my own? That's what Yona's been saying right now.
Exactly. TTC coming through. Gets a good dash block as well, but forces out the +0 after the TTC to go to strike throw, which is where Yona has wanted to be so far in this entire tournament.
Good tag. Oh, went for the throw again.
Boltstruck ready for it. They understand what Yona's been thinking through this set. Making sure to cash that CS out to gain some of that meter back where they can after using the EX Tornado to close it out.
That dash ended just before you hit the wheel. That is absurdly good spacing there and recognition from Yona.
Staggers right here, trying to utilize 4C to open them up, but Boltstruck not wanting to press, knowing the dangers of getting counter hit.
Ooh, nice side swap route. I see you, Boltstruck.
Watching the overhead after 6-6C, sets it to tornado one more time, but we just see us out of it. Make sure that we can guarantee the B save. IW gonna connect. It does end up trading with the CDP as it comes through, but that throw wasn't enough, so the 6-6C will have to chase down, and Yona finally gets the round on board that they've been looking for in this first game.
How was that not enough on the throw?
Nodasa eats her vegetables. She drinks her milk. Make sure y'all do the same, kids. You'll grow up big and strong like her, and you'll be able to shoot tornadoes out of your sword.
Yo, I want to do that.
Should have ate your vegetables when you were a kid. That's all I'm gonna say. Didn't need enough cauliflower.
I'm sorry, I failed you.
These players, though, not failing to tech these throws. As soon as I say that, Yona able to find their own back throw right there. Block them down. Good blocks, though, from Boltstruck as they come through. Vio going to connect as well, say, get off of me. Can't spend the meter, but we do get the damage increase from the earlier stage. So just able to get the cycle as well. So C parry comes out from Yona. Then I'm not losing this round without a fight.
Sword car immediately getting chain shifted upon the block, but Boltstruck finding a secondary open up. Beautiful. Taking game number 1 of our first to 3 set of the night.
Yeah, Yona just, keeping confident and locking in, wanting to make sure that this Enkidu works. Finds a deep JC right there. One of those buttons that it's very good for Enkidu, but you always have to find the right opportunities to actually be pressing it. And Yona doing a great job so far through this, but doing a great job of getting these C parries to connect as well to keep them locked down. Great shield from Boltstruck, though, to find the punish after the 6-6
Ooh, finds the counter hit on the meaty. Yona was caught pressing. Not gonna get much out of the back throw, too.
So the dash boxing right here early on. Good tech out, not wanting to hold wheel right there. But Boltstruck finds the delay follow-up through that sword car.
These two A's have been working out just so beautifully for Boltstruck. Definitely the MVP of the set so far.
Force function gonna connect. I thought you were gonna hit side swap off that, but it re-vacuumed to stay same side right there. So excellent for Yona's situation, because now after that post scramble, they get the run under and keep them locked down into the corner. Boltstruck just knows they have to find these right opportunities to shield, and that's all they need. Grid break throw will be enough to close it out, and that's 2-0 to Boltstruck.
Yeah. Oh, we're returning to the room. Is this just a take a breather moment, or is Yona gonna be pulling another character, swap in the pocket?
Just gotta change the Enkidu colors. That's the real tech, right? You gotta go lock in the CG color. That's how you get the good combos.
True, and you gotta get the stage to swap too.
Yeah,
Can't be on the same stage. Oh wait, what?
Yep. Okay, we are going mirror match mode right here. You wanted Nanase. We're back. The Nandemic is here once again. They are all over this tournament. Top 8.
You know what? I have in both games I've competed in competitively in both Strive and Grand Blue for long periods of time, have developed a pocket character just for the sole purpose of mirrors. Let's see if Yona is a mind of the same kind.
Yeah, well, right now Boltstruck is showing like, hey, the character expertise is gonna give me a little bit of an edge right here, because I already know what you want to be doing one step ahead.
Oh, running right into the disc. Beautiful from Boltstruck. They're ready for the pickup. Boltstruck will be your blue. Oh my gosh, we're just both gonna be concentrating.
A good roll out, but Yona already prepared for it, able to get the grid break on it as well. Now staggering the pressure once more. Sword car not going to be able to fully connect right here. It gives Yona another chance. DP on the run-up attempt right here. Try to catch him with the BD6 XP, but it's not going to work. We're just trading DPs back and forth as soon as we try to come out, but Boltstruck knew they had the health lead to live.
I was about to joke, show us a third DP. And Boltstruck was like, all right, I know what you're going to say, Kobe. You don't even have to say it. I'll do it for you.
Big fight via Bare coming up from Boltstruck right there on the delay DD attempt to come up from Yona right here. Forced to go into the 2B as well with that forward tech.
Trying to get these throw baits, but Yona is just holding the blocks. And beautiful there is rewarded, finding a lapse in the pressure.
Challenge right there. Boltstruck knows, like, hey, I gotta just close out as quickly as possible. We can't let the set get too long and too crazy. Good assaults right here, but that was not a safe jab. That's an IW to let it rip. Yona taking around with the Nanase in the mirror.
Boltstruck going to be pretty aggressive here, trying to get that grid, make the most of spending that cash, and unfortunately this grid break back throw not going to provide too much value for Yona. Just gets a little bit here and there. Never mind, this is compounding quick.
Shields right there, but we use the CS to keep those club streams going. Aggressive press out from Boltstruck, but we'll be able to find the side swap. We'll be able to have the grid control, and we'll immediately cash that meter out just for as much damage as we can. Because Meaty Tornado is going to continue to add to that timer ticking down. Yona has to be very careful here. Oh no. That's going to be Boltstruck taking the set 3-0 over Yona here.
Yo, is Boltstruck gonna switch the character now?
It's 3-0, so we're good. Set's over.
Oh,
Boltstruck
right,
moves forward on to grand finals. I know. You were rooting for Yona. I understand where the bias is coming through. Don't worry. But yeah, Boltstruck takes the set 3-0 in winners finals. Moves on over to grand finals winners side. And Yona will have to make the run back from that losers finals. Fighting, I don't think. Yeah, no one that they've actually played in the winner side of the bracket is sitting in the losers currently. So these are all fresh matches that will be for them.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. Some nice, fresh matches. We're going to have Atari and LuFL popping up. Which, super excited to see this. Let's see how LuFL was preparing for Atari. I wonder if Atari also might be trying to play the extra mind games and be like, all right, LuFL knows I like to be super aggressive. Maybe I'm going to start this off nice and chill. You know, throw LuFL off the game a little bit.
Sometimes it's like, I could see that like happening, but it's sometimes a little hard, especially in the phone-on matchup where you have to ask yourself who's the beatdown, right? I think in every matchup, like, okay, like how are characters going to play? But LuFL loves to play aggressive mid-screen is the simplest way to put it, right? Like, he's always trying to be in control of the match, but he doesn't want it to be super up close to you at any given time. So it'll be interesting to see how Atari wants to call that, because Atari is someone who generally does like to be a little bit more up close with their character, comparatively. Players are just spamming ready back and forth to signal the mating dance that they are ready to get into our losers semis. As a reminder, we are back to 2 out of 3 for this match. It's our last 2 out of 3 for the night, though, so don't have as much time to download, don't have as much time to get reads on your opponent. We'll have to see what you can bring to the table in the quick match.
Yeah. And both are just nice, being pretty consistent. LuFL getting the first hit, winning this projectile clash. And this is going to be a tough spot for Atari. Oh my gosh, it's always scary when this owner starts rushing you down.
Yeah, it's always a little terrifying right there. Good use of the fireball. We're trading with Totsugeki as well. Guys, your CS to keep ourselves safe because we know that coffin was coming through. LuFL, though, not able to control Atari all the time, right? You see the quick like forward movement that she has on access to a lot of her specials. As well, as soon as she locks you down into the corner, being able to control both the upper portion and lower portions of the screen means you have to take some risks as Photon, get tossed back into your bomb. We use CS Fireball and then quickly catch you low right there. LuFL with a little bit of a scramble right at the very end, able to take that first round of his first game.
Yeah. Was able to, at least for Atari's sake, you know, of course Atari wanted to take that round, but you stole 100 meter of LuFL's with it instead of LuFL going into this round 200, only about 100 or so. And that's definitely a better position. And this, though, is not great.
Yeah, definitely giving him that meter early would have been dangerous, because you would have gotten put into this exact same situation a little bit earlier. That install powering LuFL up here, not only the character but the player themselves, but they're not able to find the full extension at the end of the combo that they were looking for to close that round out. They need to open them up once more. CVO as well to get through the guard thrust, but we just stay neutral.
All right, and the CVO timer is gone. No value is given. A grid break to compound issues. Wow, this round started so well for LuFL. Vanished in the blink of an eye.
But they're not letting that get to them. They're still able to match. Yeah, or the early stages of these matches into their favor again and again and again. Just finding opportunities to close it out. Trying to catch them lacking, being able to utilize that 3C from all ranges now. But Atari even knows, like, hey, that hit's not going to lead to a full combo. I'm still going to be able to challenge you as soon as you try to jump in here. Get the side swap as well. Being able to set Poison down to try to make sure that they can get the cycle. But LuFL challenges. And it should be enough right here. Being able to, go into the IW right at the very end. Has the CS as well for a post IW mix-up if needed. But it does not matter. LuFL takes game number 1.
Yeah, that was amazing recognition from LuFL. They're recognizing that, wait, this poison seems a little bit too late. Let me just try and check that real quick. And found it. Oh, cool. I checked it. Let's go.
right there, waiting for the patients, waiting for them to come forward. They did get clipped with the overhead coffin, but not able to make anything big happen. After that, yeah, 3C AB Ender, I think, is going to think that you're going to be trying to see LuFL go for a lot more in this set. With how much that 3C has been working out for them this whole night, just being able to make sure that they can guarantee some of those lockdowns. But for right now, Atari making the damage go up.
Oh my, nice. Hopping on over, getting the counter hit. Round on the board, Atari in beautiful fashion.
Good shields. They're still going to connect right there. And once again, 3C into the fireball as well, just playing a very solid neutral game, doing a good job of anytime Atari wants to come up close. Geyser into install, but not enough to combo afterwards right there. So EX Totsugeki gonna come through. Didn't get grid broken, so you're a little bit more alive, but it's still a dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah. And now it's only gonna get worse as Vorpal is on Atari's side. Can be a little bit more risky if need be, because Chain Shift is there to back up. Atari gets used, finds a counter hit from LuFL, and suddenly all this advantage might be vanishing, and you could definitely find yourself losing this round.
Yeah, but all you need is one right read, right? Gets an early VO and immediately challenges with the run up 2A. Atari knew that you had to take a little bit of a gamble at the very end, but the dice rolled boxcars, tying it 1-1.
Yeah, that was a great challenger. Knew that that VO is going to be one of the last things LuFL is going to expect. And then if you get that 2A there, round is over, game is over. It doesn't matter what that meter was left on the table, because now we were starting 0-0. Final game upon us.
Yeah, and Atari really utilizing the momentum that they had from that last set going into their favor into this one as well. Double item toss, bomb poison coming through. You got a hit, but you weren't able to get the extension to lead into bomb explosion. LuFL is still a little bit healthier here. Is going to steal the cycle right at the very end as well with a great shield, but it's not enough.
Gets to pop the CS, you know, just to have that extra meter. Tries to go for EX, but the coffin closes that door. And now Atari on set point, wanting to close this set out.
Yeah, but we saw Atari be able to make this comeback happen onto LuFL. See if LuFL can do the same to them here. Right now, Atari just looking to repeat what happened in the last game, but this time on the other side of the screen.
All right, fail off working. Not much time, so he's gonna take a quick ender. Gets the grid break even. This is a little cherry on top.
Yeah, should be able to almost guarantee them the cycle right here. Atari could have decided to drop it and concentrate right here, but they know that they need the damage where they can. Good use of that CS to block the coffin as it comes through and then challenge any of the follow-ups.
Great defense, letting these strings go on by. Gets punished. Trying to advance a little too early.
Fireballs coming through, but this time Atari just staying safe right here. Does get counter hit by the air fireball. But he's counter hits trading back and forth. Once again, VO this time working out in LuFL's favor, but he wants to stay far away. Fireball connects, but it's not enough. You don't just have to play lane for 30 seconds. You can do that, right? Right? No, you can't. Atari's coming up close. Grid break on the Totsugeki as it comes through. Atari takes the set 2-1.
The jump scare of all time. Thought you were safe far enough in the air back? No, not from Atari. And this run from Atari, I want to take a look. Got sent down winners round 2 by BiGGFELLA. Went to losers round 1. Licorice unfortunately had to DQ. So effectively Atari started from losers round 2 and has made the way all the way up to losers final.
Yeah, definitely like showing the long losers run that you can put in the work, but that is always a little bit of a downside because tournament fatigue comes through. The people you're playing now, like you've played what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 8 if you include the DQ before this. Yona's played 4. Like that is just a natural state of your brain is more taxed. You have gone through the gauntlet again and again and again. So it is potentially a challenge to get through that. But right now, Yona is showing that they still feel confident in that Enkidu.
Absolutely. And Yona also has had the privilege of not having to deal with Phonon, because that is just a taxing matchup in and of itself, because zoners always force you to have to play the game differently, make your approaches drastically different. You can't be as aggressive as you want. You have to find gaps and spaces that aren't normally left by most characters, and that definitely does take a toll, on top of, like you said, bracket fatigue. You've played so many more matches, almost double the amount of matches that Yona has played at this point. Yeah,
almost double. It is a crazy thing. So even Yona has realized, okay, I don't want to play Enkidu Mizuki. That match is bad on paper. I understand this. We're bringing up the Seth. This is the Yona classic right here. This is the character that they are most known for, the character that they have the most success with in tournaments as well. And I definitely think rewards their individual play style the most. Not only being able to have that excellent strike throw game, being able to use some real mix-ups off of it to try to catch opponents when they are not prepared for it. But right now, Yona is showing that they are prepared for everything that's coming through, being able to check with the quick 2C after the Fireball plus frames.
Trying to cross on over. Atari able to take to the skies, find a hit, and send Yona back down to earth.
Yeah, they had a great recognition of recognizing the dash force function right there to be able to go for J2C afterwards, knowing that they will be able to be at a perfect height to cover most of the options that they want to bring to the table. That will be locking down. That's Bomb Bunny applied. VO will come through to keep yourself safe. You will get Grid Thrust back in the corner, but it's still a pretty good spot to be in for Yona. Good tech out.
VO timer gonna end with no EX use. Just letting that timer run down. The threat was just ever present.
Yeah, Seth EXs all have a pretty inherent risk to them to throw them or use them outside of setups or combos specifically, so you always have to be a little scared right there. They're doing a good job of staying away right now. Try to catch him. Great backdash from Atari right at the very end, but you finally find the hit with 15 seconds left.
It felt like I was watching Plus R Bridget for a second there, with Yona just dodging around all over the screen.
Yeah, that is what Seth has to do sometimes, is you just have to play very patient. You have to be always moving to try to catch your opponent's one mistake that they made. And Atari's currently catching those legs with the 2C. No big item toss set. Doesn't have the meter to make anything crazy happen afterwards, so Yona will be able to find the 5CC. Should be able to get up these life totals.
Gets the cross off this time. Just have to dash enough times around the screen, and eventually your opponent will lose track.
Great concentrate in their face as well with the EX on top of them, making them afraid to press. They popped the CVO, and I think they thought they had enough time to go for 623C IW, but they did not, so they needed to reset it once more, and that's Yona taking game number 1.
Let's see how Atari will answer back. Can Atari answer effectively back? What an amazing just threat in the high into just throw. Get a grid break too, trying to catch Yona slipping a little bit.
Good mix-up as well. Yona being able to recognize that, hey, that setup's going to pull me out of the corner to go for the cross-up right here, so able to keep themselves alive for a little bit longer, but they need this combo to extend as much as possible. Make sure they can get that Vorpal cycle out so no funny shenanigans happen on their post-EX wake-up. 63C Ender to just add to that clock and bring it to 4,200. Good tech out from Atari, but the patience allows Yona to steal the turn back.
Yeah, and it's usually really good to be patient. Oh, nice. Gets the VO, got a cross up as Yona gets back out of the corner. He's going to end it nice and safe. Gets the throw. He's going to set up bomb and go for 2A spam.
Yeah, just trying to catch Yona pressing right. There's things like that with that 2B coming through. Try to catch him with the J6C, but didn't end up working out. Good 2-way challenge.
Are you gonna find enough damage? Yes, Yona finding enough to claim another round.
Yeah, but these are having you go the distance, and they are getting a little risky. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Get a chill barbarian, make it so you can't punish that.
Fail off working. Yona able to start making some advantage go on.
There, Rabbit comes through, forces you to hold down back over this and allowing Atari to come up and get mixed up once again. EX Poison Cloud trying to catch him. Empty low after the jump in.
Yeah, standing a little bit too long on Yona's side. Smart steer just to get a trade off the fake out with the poison. Round will be taken by Atari because that trade was always going to be in Atari's favor with that kind of life total in the backup.
Yeah, but the orb is going to be in Yona's favor here, as I said all the way at the top of the screen. See Atari tried to force Yona to block to get that out of there. Just have to hold. This has to hold the vacuum as well. The F, and now Yona having to hold this pressure. Good blocks right there, even after the Fuzzy situation, but you can't block forever. Atari doing a good job of just constantly pressuring them down.
Yeah, just a big old stop sign there of the bomb. Very much respecting what's going on the screen. Nice, gets in, but no further. There's the counter hit. Now Yona is going to be able to take a great combo.
Yeah, counter hit with the Celeste Shield ticking over right near the start as well. So this combo is getting as much bonus damage as it possibly can. That's almost 5k with only 100 meters spent. Had the right read to go for dive right there, but the VO made them safe. But the 623C right at the very end will lock it in for Yona, bringing them now up 2-0.
Yona looking so good right now. You know, haven't seen the Seth all night. We've only seen the Enkidu and the Nanase. But just goes to show Yona definitely Seth at heart.
Good green shield though from Atari, being able to space out and not able to, for Yona not able to react to it accordingly to be able to get a big punish off of it. But you see them trying to jump out, trying to get away from some of these Seth options, and Yona just would rather go to the full screen because they can find their way back in, and Atari taking advantage of that right now, locking them down.
Set out. Oh, we're trying to do some visual noise here, but Yona not getting caught out. Nice challenge.
More great blocks on a lot of this, but Yona staggers out that 2-way just enough right at the very end. We bring this up. Good VO. Yeah, not getting unblockable right here. Now we'll spend it on EX Poison Cloud. Yona, though, ICC tries to go for mix-ups off the cross-up teleport.
There goes the bomb. Trying to keep Yona locked down. The cross-up once again, getting blocked this time. So Yona not able to find answer, and Atari finally is looking super good, trying to get this round and claim a game.
But Yona does find the A-dive to connect right at the round start, as Atari has been trying to go for some of the more kind of middle, like coffin options in the early stages to lock them down. Yona now knowing how that they can thread the needle, open them up, catches them with the empty low as well. Taking a one-touch situation, you have to be very careful. Your Atari, yeah, just VO out of there. But you have a mountain to climb now.
A throw is very good on the way there.
Throws are good. That's why Yona just did one with the EX Wake Up Command Grab right there. Able to close that round and now put themselves on match point.
Another big counter hit. Atari not letting the end result of that last round get you down. Another throw. Is this grappler time?
Well, right now it's dolphin time right here as we try to get these to connect again and again, but just staying patient and willing to block it out right now, knowing that if they get hit just like this, it's enough for Atari to take the round and now bring it 1-2. Atari does not want to go down without a fight.
Oh, nice. Gets a bait out. Atari trying to press where a gap was not given.
Once more 5B able to connect right there, but nothing crazy afterwards. Yeah, Yona should be able to actually kill meterless. I thought would have had to spend 100 at the very end, do the proration scaling, but Yona showing why they are sitting in the losers finals and why I am in the commentary desk right now.
Yeah. One of those things, maybe Yona was just being a little bit greedy, and it paid off.
Sure. No, Yona, once again, off to a good start on this, being able to find the big counter hit orb set. It's really up to Atari right now, I think, to find these big defensive reads that have been working out for them in a lot of these sets, just like that, being able to challenge with the delay 2A press right there, as Yona was expecting that VO to come out, or even a potential roll, because those are things Atari's been doing a lot to get out of some of these pressure sequences as they come through, but this time, not getting opened up by the same offensive pressure that Atari had been bringing to the table, even techs the throw, and baits out the 2-3-6-C reversal right there.
Has Celestial online too? This is painful.
Yeah, but unfortunately misses the very end of the combo right there to cash out with as much damage as possible. But it's fine. You still have Celestial. You have it back up again. A-Dive CS coming on deck. No unblockable come through. Atari is ready for it, but Yona's ready to win the round and move 3-1 back up to Grand Finals losers side.
It's either gonna be a run back against Boltstruck or it's double jeopardy. That'll be the only two outcomes for Yona tonight. And just to hallmark this, we got only 9 codes left, chat. You should definitely claim the rest of it. It's as simple as just clicking that MattShroom link so kindly provided to you by our production staff. If you have a Twitch account, you can just click the login with Twitch, click the authorization, click the claim code, and you're done. You can also out in about 5 seconds.
You can also do it with a Twitter account. I know you all have those. I see your tweets. Yeah, any of these. You have a Supercell ID. You love Clash Royale. You can log in with here, and you can make sure that you can claim those codes. So please make sure. Thank you to everyone who has claimed them so far. Everyone who has donated into the event so far. We appreciate you so very much.
Statistically, a large portion of the people in chat have either played Overwatch or Hearthstone at one point in their life. And if you've played either of those 2 games, you have a Battle.net account.
I think also actually no. Are the kids too young for World of Warcraft at this point? Is that like a generational gap thing that not a majority of people have played World of Warcraft?
I don't know actually. There was a small resurgence around time Classic got released.
Yeah. There was, but that was from people who played back in the day, right? When you said, yeah, I played Overwatch, it's like, no, but WoW was the big game, right? That's the big Blizzard game, right?
At the very least, Overwatch was free at one point.
Yeah.
So,
in Overwatch 2, they made it free, I think. I don't know. I'll have to go ask your Overwatch 2 player how they're feeling about it, and they'll tell you. But we have our grand finals ready up and on deck. Yona opting for the Wagner in this matchup instead of the Seth, which is this is another character that they've also had a lot of success with. Essentially, dual mating Seth and Wagner through a lot of the runs. I think that's what they were doing for most combo breakers, if I remember correctly. And this is a character that got a lot in the new patch. So I don't know how much Yona has practiced with the new stuff, but there is a lot that you can do on the table. A lot of these minor changes that don't look like they add up. A big thing for those of you boomers in chat, ST drill is back and it's better than ever. But Boltstruck says, hey, I don't want to even deal with that. I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to wait to punish you, and I'm going to walk you back down to the ground.
You know, there's probably some UNI1 boomer out there is like, you don't wait. You said the magic words? All right, I'm sold.
Yeah, there we go. Goes back in, just trying to stagger right now. Let's hold JC in, but there we go. Finally catches him with that 6C right there to blow him up as soon as they're coming through. And that doesn't work unless you full charge it. Not as a DP is weird in that situation with how guard point works.
Yeah, those are some of those like minute interactions I gotta be aware of. You know, sometimes might elude you in the set, and then you realize it right after, like, oh wait, yeah, sorry, I knew that. Oh my, the charge!
Yeah,
full screen.
Yeah, recognizing the 214C projectile invo and that they were just falling down in the recovery, so you would be able to guarantee to knock them out of the skies. Yona definitely putting a lot of strength in right now with this character. No punish off there, but we just go for the 5AB ender, it looks like. Boltstruck was ready to shield at the very end to be able to guarantee themselves the 6-frame punish.
Wow, was throw baiting enough? Seeing that Yona wasn't gonna be biting them throw bait, it was like, you know what? I'll just throw, and Yona ready with attack.
The Boltstruck not ready to tech that throw as it's coming through. Will immediately try to repressure once we're sent back to the mid-screen. EX Tornado not gonna connect. Yona was spaced out just enough. This is a big starter that you're gonna be looking for right here. Okay.
It doesn't even need to spend for IW. Just had enough in the normal routing.
Yep. Wagner's throw proration for sword buff combo is the biggest change that she got in this patch. It went up to, I think it was 22% before, now it's 35%. So you just get a lot more damage and there's a lot of new routes that are available to you because of that don't get scaled as hard. And so you get to it becomes a lot scarier now having to deal with that strike throw sequence as soon as they have that sword buff and they have that Vorpal cycle in their favor, because that's something Boltstruck is going to have to be worried about through this set. But right now they don't have to worry about the Vorpal cycle because it's going into their favor with that big trigger.
So you're telling me Wagner's throw combos do 75% more damage?
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm not a mathematician, I just press buttons. Boltstruck also pressed buttons to lead to victory right there at the end of the round. Tried to catch him into air-to-air, but EX dive gonna be what the Boltstruck uses to be able to catch Yona out of the ground. Holds them as well. 2A staggers, get the counter hit, but Yona is able to find the 5A challenge of their own.
Boltstruck answering back beautifully though. Able to block in time, take the counter hit, and this should easily route into IW for that kill.
Yeah, Boltstruck had great recognition to be able to shield the last hit of EX Shield Car, allowing them to get the guaranteed punish. It's not as free for the Wagner player to follow up afterwards. So good recognition on that from Boltstruck, making sure that they can get around while sitting on that winner's side. Deep JC connects, is now a less deep JC, but we'll just reset quickly with the 6C overhead. Alright. Big throw right here. Good shields on the FF right there. No challenge on there, knowing that they have shield buff. Then we use our own TK Fireball to not have to hold any of this strike throw pressure.
Absolutely getting to dodge any strike throw, because Yona's strike throw has been just oppressive tonight. So many landed throws.
Boltstruck though keeping the patience a little bit more. Going through the aggression that's happened these last couple sets. Hey, we got to tone it down a little bit. We've got to keep it calm. We've got to, just guarantee the VO knockdown. Being able to steal grid at the very end to be able to lock the cycle into their favor. Unfortunate green shield for Yona right there, getting grid broken. This is Boltstruck's round to win as long as nothing crazy happens right here. J2C not going to connect.
Oh, Fireball does not going to be able to find the round well, but the back throw will grid break. And this might be looking terrible for Boltstruck.
Oh no, you let that DP rip because you expected them to go run up meaty, but Yona was just playing so patient this whole time. Forced the 2-2C after the green shield right there to not get blown up, trying to bait out a throw with their own J4FF. But Boltstruck just staying defensively, knowing that they had that last round in the bag, but they just have to not let this happen.
Another throw, the strike throw, it's coming back out.
Yeah. Has to VO, does not want to have to hold that strike through anymore, wants to get rid of that Vorpal cycle, at least in the meantime, and gets rid of that sword buff. So they're a little bit more concerned about strikes than throws at this much life, but that's a big strike!
Yeah. Far confirm has changed it for any necessary extra conversion if needed, but nope, has to get the combo. And the gold throw will do it.
Yeah, checking with a TRM right at the very end of the set. The scariest spot to be against the Wagner player. And that's Yona now up 2-1. And Boltstruck wants to reconsider. Maybe just take a breather, select a new color, select a new stage, maybe an Uzuki. We will know. The Uzuki is coming out. Which also makes sense. Uzuki is the character that I feel like at least as of basically up until Evo, this was the character that they were playing the most, to my knowledge. So definitely has a little bit more of the recency factor and the comfortability factor for that. So we'll see if that can allow him to make this big comeback. But right now, Yona is dominating the early stages of this game.
Yeah, and at worst, even if you lose and this wasn't the pickup, you still have Grand Finals reset in the back pocket. But you know Boltstruck's aiming to have this Uzuki work like a charm. And already it's starting to look a little bit different. Maybe it just took a few seconds to get used to this different character when Nanase was the main course.
And there we go, Almond Activator out of the corner with that Rising JA. Gonna be able to allow them to get the side swap, which is what they're looking for, but Yona is not afraid to let that BDP rip, because they know even if it trades, it was going to go around. Drill's gonna connect, but the 2GC does not, so you just have to hold these buffs in the quarter.
Not gonna hold the plus frames, they only exist in the enigma of my mind.
Yeah, it's the embodiment of act like you're plus anyways.
Plus frames are a social construct.
Yeah. Right now the social construct is going into Yona's favor with this huge counter hit right here, being able to get the 6-6 FF routing on this as well for a bunch of extra damage. Oh, the patience right there, but Boltstruck just holds the VO as soon as Yona goes into the sky, so not as scary for them. Will need to spend this somehow to potentially get a reward, but we'll just let it go. Totsugeki comes through, and the forward movement allows them to steal the cycle at the very end. Good backdash out, but the 2C was not quick enough.
Oh, but double Totsugeki will find some value, and the back throw is going to be even worse.
ADP, oh no, that was BDP CS right there. The drill unfortunately didn't put you into the right direction to get the rest of that combo extending. Good backdash on the VO, and that's gonna be 3-1 for Yona. Now resetting the bracket.
It's up to Boltstruck. If you want to choose, continue on with the Uzuki. Yes, decides there's some confidence here. You know, it was only one game. And it's already looking like Uzuki has some good steps forward.
Yeah, the Uzuki is definitely, you know, it's in the kitchen, right? But we needed the game or two to just fully warm up, make sure that the pan is hot and nice to be able to get your fine course meal winning this tournament. But right now, Yona is the one who is looking ready to cook in this kitchen.
Yeah. And Sword on Buff Online gets the throw. Oh, the counter hit. Boltstruck finding a good press out of that corner.
60 step up, not going to reach far enough just yet, so we use the 2-1-4C to come up close, but we'll just guard post out, saying, no thank you, I'm good, hold this skeleton.
Yeah. There are a lot of things that are going to be done. Boltstruck getting the poison out. without any grid. Not going to be winning the cycle just yet. There it is. That's enough. Never mind. The shields are going to be clutch. The grid break to seal the deal.
Yeah, and baiting out the VO once again, using that CS to stabilize the routing to make it as guaranteed as possible. Yona is feeling themselves and is ready.
This nice far distance ends the long range pose. All right, I'ma throw bait ya. And now you're in the corner. Bomb online. Great tech.
Risky shield right there, but Boltstruck not ready to press the 2A to guarantee the grid break on it. So Yona now taking a reasonable amount of damage.
Ending the pressure off pretty safe. Gonna be finding a challenge. Nice patience. Yona able to recognize that a slower option was coming out of that coffin. Go up in the air, get the challenge, get the grid break, and now everything's coming up Yona.
arcsys goes well, and this should be enough to, I think, enough to kill. Oh, it is not just enough. Only 3,800 right there, or 4,400 with the BO extra additional damage. And Boltstruck just reps that 360. We run up throw on the poison.
The confidence from Yona checking that, immediately making Boltstruck go back to the room. Is it we just going back to all reliable?
Bring out the Nautica. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was worried some secret third character was gonna come out of Boltstruck's pocket and just like terrify me, but they're letting it rock. Yona taking a little bit of a breather between those sets as they have been a little scrambling, had to take some big risks in certain portions of them. So we will have to see if that keeps happening. But right now we are back to where it started. But Yona this time sitting with the 1-game lead, sitting in the reset, knowing that they only need a couple more rounds to take it.
Oh, immediate. The DP works this time, following it up with a 2A. Been a button of dreams for Boltstruck this entire tournament.
The patience, the stare down right there. Yona just wanted to make sure that they can guarantee that cycle locked in right there, and Boltstruck can take advantage of that mentality and being able to now lock the corner, get some of that better screen positioning. CS is popped to let that DP rip. Tried to sword buff in front of you. That's pretty bold right there, and Boltstruck had the hit to take the round, but unfortunately could not find the extension that they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, Yona must be feeling it. There's 3 game wins in a row. So you're feeling a little bit more bold, a little more brash. You know, start trying for some of these high risk options that have a massive reward if they go unchallenged.
Yeah, but there we go. Boltstruck being able to utilize that spacing a little bit better, not just being guaranteed blown up punish by the 2-1-4C, allowing them to air reset as well. Take this round into their favor. Good run for 6-6C to be able to clip those toes as they're walking backwards. And almost good blocks on the mix, but Boltstruck layered in that one additional overhead right at the very end.
And then Purist Club, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. We are in our grand finals reset. UNI2 was able to take a reset point against Boltstruck, is already up, but Boltstruck switching back from Mizuki to Nanase is looking pretty good, poised to make this a 1-1.
Feeling a little bit more confident. Yes, great VO right there, going to be able to strip them of that CS right there, so you can guarantee this round to go into your favor. That's going to be Boltstruck tying it up 1-1.
Giving these new viewers some nice, good action to see. It looks like maybe just needed a little bit of break from the Nanase on the Uzuki to get things all in order. UNI2, though, coming into game number 3 of the reset. Ready.
Ready to throw bait with these big assaults as well. We'll be spending the sword buff as well for a little bit of extra damage, and then you should be taking a grip of damage here with this throw combo that has been working so well for Yona this entire set so far into the IW, and it is just enough right there. Yona quickly taking game number 1 with a perfect, or game number 3 with a perfect.
Oh, big counter hit challenge there. These stare downs. Yona's recognized, Boltstruck's been winning a little bit of the stare downs. So let me just end these off earlier. And it's getting some good value.
Yeah, once you have that tempo read on your opponent, it can be very dangerous. Great TRM from Boltstruck right there. Tried to force function through the fireball as it was coming through, but unfortunately the timing was not there for Yona, which allows Boltstruck to now get a big reward. It sets up the meeting once again, but we just back off expecting something crazy.
They're using C buff, so that way you can guarantee it in the face of Boltstruck. Finding a secondary hit as well to the corner. Boltstruck goes, striker throw. It is strike this time.
Not being able to CS on that wake up, allowing Yona to it should just enough to close it out right there with the IW ender once again. And now Yona up 2-1, sitting one game away. Boltstruck already pressing rematch, saying, let's get into it. I know I can do it. I just have to be right more than you. But Yona is the one who's looking pretty correct right now with the big round start 6-6C in the spacing, allowing you to get that full charge force function for big damage, but a great 2A Abari for Boltstruck.
Yeah. You've got Delad saying to lock in for Boltstruck. Really wants the Nanase to win it all. And Boltstruck is honoring that request already.
Yeah. Telenata says, put your hand up, channel your energy right here, because Boltstruck needs it to make this big comeback. CDP is going to get fully ripped out right there, and using the TK Fireball as a throw bait against Yona, giving them another round, another shot at life. Drill CS. This is a good shot. Throw gets whiffed twice in a row. We will only punish it on the second time here. Boltstruck going to be locked down in the corner, and it feels like they are in a great spot so far.
Yeah. Oh, tried. Oh, mine. We're trying nothing. We are finding hits. Time and time again, the throw gets whiffed, but not directly punished.
Yeah, and this time the 214C is going to come out. You try to use a 5B to check some form mode on a 66C, but it was not enough right there. Throw into the CEO. This should be enough, as we've seen again and again. Just about this life total. Oh no, the new scaling always gets me every time. Yeah, it is not just enough. That wasn't counter hit. Good throw tech, but Boltstruck is in a dangerous situation. The dash up low. Yoda 1 health bar away from taking tonight's tournament.
Oh, nice. Stays in the air just long enough to bait out Yona, making a preemptive option. The disc just active enough in order to clip Yona on the way down as well. Boltstruck so dominant in this round.
Right now on the lows as they're coming through. Lets that DP rip. Showing that they mean business here. Throw gets baited one more time. And as long as Boltstruck keeps it tight, they'll quickly tie this back up 2-2.
Our first game 5 of the night. And it will be the last. This game will decide it all. Only one may leave a champion.
Find out right now. Boltstruck getting a couple of these big hits early on right here, using that TK Fireball to its fullest effect in this matchup. Yona tried to challenge through, expecting the backdash to come out. Was looking at like a 2-4A starter. But Boltstruck just keeping it simple with these meaties, challenging with a 2A. Yona does find the throw tech right here, so it forces the CS to come through. And Boltstruck's trying to do anything to open them up. Yona, though, now taking some huge gambles at the slower life total. 5B does connect it. The DP finally gets baited.
Boltstruck seems that the lock-in command, Center Blue giving that energy, it might have pulled out something deep from within.
Yona is also pulling out all the options they need to. ADP with the immediate EX cancel, knowing that range is exactly where they need to be. CS goes into their favor. Both players just want to back away from each other. Knowing staying up close is very, very dangerous. Good blocks on the overhead, but it's not good enough on the frame trap afterward with the tornado. Boltstruck continuing keep the pressure going, and Yona staying very cautious. Throw gets baited once more, being able to use the TK Fireball, and they have 4-pull on deck. They can't CBO. They can 3 buttons into 3 buttons to close it out, and Boltstruck is your Boston Blue Beat Online champion this week.
Man, yonachu had such an amazing run through grand finals into the reset and beyond. Looked very much poised in order to take the entire tournament, making 2-1 in grand finals, and then just something snapped within Boltstruck. Able to tie it up to game 5, and then this final game looked just absolutely dominant. Like there was no question in Boltstruck's mind that the tournament was going in Boltstruck's favor.
Yeah, they had the right read. They had those right decisions at the very end. They understood exactly what Yona was wanting to bring to the table, and they found the recipe to success. Congratulations to Boltstruck once again for winning the tournament tonight.
I mean, I had quite a lot of fun. We had some really great uni. We only have 3 codes left, chat. I know y'all can do it. Make sure that you claim the last 3 for us.
Yes, get that prize pool up. All this money goes directly to the players, so please support them as much as possible through this. And if you're feeling generous, you want to donate a couple bucks out of your own pocket, that is always option, but not required. Ryojin, I see you right there. Thank you for claiming one of those last codes. We've got 2 left. Somebody sign into your Twitter account and claim these codes. All right, come on, let's get them out of here, folks. Let's get them out of here. All these codes, all these. You can use your Line account, you know, for all of you who like to log in through Line, right? And your Line stickers, you can use this as available. But also, as we claim these last couple of codes, please make sure Boltstruck claiming their own codes. They're adding their money in their own pocket. What can we say? We got no codes left. Thank you all for claiming all these. And make sure to claim codes in the future, as this was the last weekly for today, but there are weeklies every single week here on Boston Blue Beat Online. We got Blaze Blue Mondays, we got Plus R Tuesdays, and we got, of course, UNI2 Wednesdays. So please make sure to check all those out. They all start at 8 p.m. EST. That's 5 p.m. Pacific. Translate your other times. But yeah. And also, please make sure to check out SQXL Burst La Burst. This is a 2-day event brought to you by the North Carolina Anime FGC, located in downtown Durham at the Durham Convention Center, featuring 9 main stage tournaments, including the Guilty Gears, the Grand Blues, the French Breads, the Kill la Kill. I saw rhythm game tournaments. I think Sailor Moon is there. There's too much stuff happening at this event. So please make sure you check it out. This is going to be happening September 27th through the 28th this year. If you can't make it out, make sure to tune into the stream, because it will be a fantastic time.
Absolutely. I know I'll be tuning into the stream. We're doing watch party of, Grand Blue, Blaze Blue, Strive, depending on how things work out, maybe the whole thing. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? We will have to see as it comes through, but I've had a great time. Kopi, have you had a good time today?
I've had an amazing time.
Fantastic. That is always what I like to hear. But thank you all for coming through, for supporting Boston Blue Beat this week, and supporting them for Undernight today specifically. We will be sending y'all on over to the Tampa Never Sleeps stream, so please make sure to stick around and check them out, as they always put on a fantastic show. Oh, there's 2, 1. Bye.